You ain't built for a spirit as a nigga can be. It's gonna sound like when I'm coming, like when I'm coming, like when I'm coming for ya. It's gonna sound like when I'm coming, like when I'm coming, like when I come for ya. It's gonna sound like
What is going on, everybody? Happy Sunday morning. Excited to have you with us right here on the Betting News Network. This is the Gridiron Gang, and we're here to talk all about NFL Week 5. First and foremost, throw your fucking hand up if you're a little hungover this morning, because that's me right now. Just a tiny bit, just a skosh. But not everybody on the screen is. Excited to have you guys with us. Thanks for stopping by. That's Trizzy Betts. That's Visaus. That is Just Sook. My name is Sweatpan Jesus. Stoked to have you guys here to talk all about the NFL. We're going to have our friend Chef T come and kick it with us in just a little bit. We got Gretzky Betsky's in the house in a little while as well. 2 hours of content rolling with you guys as we are going to go through every single game on the NFL slate, get you guys ready with some fantasy action, and then, of course, cook a touchdown parlay at the end of the show. Boys, happy Sunday. How we living?
Happy Sunday, boys. Week 5's already here. Like, how did we get here so fucking fast?
Dude.
Yeah, wow, week 5. I don't like that. I don't like that you said that out loud.
I know. I've been thinking about it the whole time. Like, the Packers are on a bye week this week, so I can't be depressed because of another loss. But I will be depressed because we're in week 5 already.
Yeah.
Maybe I was looking for a reason to be depressed.
At least we got some Chama last night.
Chama!
Mm-hmm.
Dude, can I just say this as a casual? The craziest moment, not of the fight, but like the build up. He's sitting there. He's like, "No, we killed Jama." He's like, "No," quiets the crowd, and then the crowd goes crazy. I was like, that. People in the NBA throw around aura like it's a fucking everybody has it. No. That right there was aura. My God.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure.
We talked about
from somebody that yeah.
3 times he got up in the middle of the third one. I was like, they're gonna fight. I was like, they're gonna fight.
Yeah, for sure. Man.
We talked about it on the show yesterday, dude. And I know, Triz, you were pretty not. I'm glad. The under was always the move. I mean, that was the easiest, freest bet of all time. And I know you were kind of leaning pretty heavily into the ankle side of things. But I like you texted last night. Pereira changed the narrative again. Like, he just came out and absolutely fucking dog walked. And you could tell from the opening moment of that fight that he was going to win that fucking fight, because he went immediately in his fucking face and just said, "Nah, brother, I'm here this time. And you're going to get smacked around." And, I mean, he beat the shit out of him, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Dude, so from somebody that handicaps it, watches a ridiculous amount of fights every single week. I've seen every single Alex Pereira fight twice. That was very surprising to me. It just historically with fighters of that age as well, it's like I don't know when the guy's ever gonna stop. He's like the fucking Terminator, dude. He really is. It's kind of crazy to me. It's like you think the age is finally getting to him. He looks like shit in the first fight against Ankalaev. Can't get any offense going. Then he makes the age-old excuse, "Oh, I was hurt. That's never what you want to hear, especially from a fighter. It's usually got about 20% of truth in it. But after watching that fight last night, maybe he really, really fucking was hurt, because he made that so easy. That was very surprising to me. I'm glad we took the under and not really hammering aside there. Wish I did take Pereira, but obviously the under was also plus money and equally as free. So,
I mean, shout out to my wife. While we were at the bar, she looked at me and said, "If you love me, you will put a unit on Pereira money line." So I did. So I got a couple extra units to waste today on some stupid parlays.
Love you,
boys.
wife.
Thanks to Kanika
W.
pushing Pereira.
WY. I actually bet Pereira too just before the fight started. I was like, you know what? I got a free bet. I just want to feel something watching this fight. And it was, again, the freest bet of all time. But it was so dope just to watch. And again, like you said, V, that his celebration. And in that situation, it was warranted because he literally just walked in there and dropped his dong on the table and said, "I'm here." Incredible. We're excited to have you guys with us. Thanks for stopping by. NFL Sundays are the best, Kev. You're right. Especially when we can talk about a kick-ass fight last night. The whole card was pretty good. I mean, near the end.
SPJ, I have a question for Triz before we jump into the NFL. Trizzy, do we get the trilogy?
I don't think so.
Where are we going then?
That was if it was a tad more competitive. If it was a tad more competitive, I'd say like maybe. You know what I mean? But it wasn't. I don't think it deserves a rematch. Even like the Pereira, the first one where Pereira kind of got dog walked. It was about 4 rounds to 1. It was still closer. He still took a round. You know what I mean? I mean, like you mentioned, SPJ, he marched across the octagon and made that shit look easy. Like
from
easy.
Jump,
so
yeah.
And again, I mean, he was going to call out John Jones last night. John Jones trying to get on that White House card. That White House card is going to be absolutely massive. I can't think of really a bigger fight to make in the UFC right now besides Jones versus Aspinall. So I think Oldberg's probably next. I don't think they can make the trilogy with Erie just yet. I think Erie's probably going to have to go through Ankalaev first. They're going to want to, again, sell some pay-per-views.
Why was Erie fighting like it was Mortal Kombat last night?
I don't know, dude. I got so annoyed by that because it's like by the time he like really figured out like, oh shit, if I just stay in this guy's face, he puts him away. Like I took the under 1.5. You figured it out in the 3rd round. Why couldn't you just figure that shit out in the 1st round? You know what I mean? He had to eat a bunch of damage before getting there. Like,
well, you talked about with him yesterday, though. He just, I don't know if it was him specifically, but his face gets in the way of punches. Like the head, that's his defense sometimes.
Yeah.
That is his defense. It's genuinely it. And dude, he said it in his interview last night. He was like, I kind of figured out this fight. If I keep my hands up and try to block these punches, I have more success. It's like, yes, Yuri, that's fucking striking defense. That's like the basics. Like, how are you this good?
Poster boy for CTE, dude. Literally the
exactly. How are you this good in just figuring this shit out? You have like 40 fights. Like,
speaking of CTE. Football.
We're excited for yeah. Hey, violence yesterday, violence to today. Smelling salts. Should we salt it up? All right, chat. We're gonna hit some salts real quick. Chama for Chama, and then we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk through all of these games today. Shout out you guys. Drop some dubs in the chat before we get started because we're about to hit 2 hours of content.
Cheers, chat.
Woo!
Oh, I'm not even. Woo! Keep it light. Keep it healthy.
Woo! Right away.
Whoa.
There we go. All right. Let's get it. Excited to have you guys with us. Twitch, YouTube, wherever you guys are watching us on X. Thanks for being here. Come and hang out with us on YouTube or Twitch if you haven't already. Better experience over here. It's free to watch over here, too. You get to hang out with our chat as well. If you're watching us on X, you want to keep watching us on X, that's cool. But come and hang out with us on Twitch or YouTube. We might do a giveaway today on Twitch later. See what happens. We'll get after it. So.
Maybe that beanie that's on Mr. Trizzy Bet's head.
Look at this beanie, dude. That shit is fuego. If you want to support the program, get involved with our store. Look at that. Nice.
The gray goes incredibly hard.
It does. It does.
I need to invest.
Game worn. Game doesn't want free stuff. He wants game worn items. That's it. Like
he's still waiting for a game worn koozie, big dog.
He's gonna lose it when he sees the hoodie.
Bro, also the embroidered trucker hat goes absolutely hard. But yeah, Triz and dude, show the people your fucking sweater.
After yesterday, I don't know if you might want to burn that.
I don't care. He's still a
Terrible.
goat to me.
Yeah, that's
He's
insane.
the goat if you're from
I got-
the New England area.
Yeah,
He's-
bro.
he's-
I got 6 rings with that dude. He could kill somebody. He's still my hero. Like,
Oh my
man.
god.
He's
We
the
don't
goat
want to fight.
paycheck collector right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, we don't have time to talk about this, but did you guys see all the crazy shit about Mark Sanchez yesterday? That was wild.
I didn't. So, I mean, we don't have to get really into it, but I saw that he got stabbed, and I was like, "Oh shit, damn! Like, what happened there?" And then he got arrested, and I'm like, "What? Wasn't he the one that got stabbed? Like, how did that happen?"
Apparently, he was drunk as fuck, and like some like delivery driver or something was parked where he didn't want to, and so he like confronted him. And then, like, the guy, like, he almost, like, I think he beat the shit out of the guy, basically. And the guy was defending himself. So this is all I just read. I don't know if that's true or not. But, yeah, I said the same thing. I was like, damn, Mark Sanchez got stabbed. What is this? This is a crazy world we live in. And then I was like, oh, wait. He was the guy that was doing the damage.
Yeah.
So, we got a sub thing. Let's go.
Bang in the
Thank you,
morning.
Suave.
Appreciate you guys. Let me get some. You guys want to feel nicey, or do we want to feel? I just want to. I'll just play this. Just get that going. The sub. Thanks for the sub. Appreciate you guys. Dude, that song has been hitting in my brain over the last couple of days. Appreciate the subs. If you want to come, like I said, come and hang out with us on Twitch. Source support the program. It's free content. But I think we've gabbed enough. Shall we talk football?
Football.
Fuck yeah.
Football. This is
Dive
your
in.
weekly reminder. Let's dive in to set your fantasy lineups. If you haven't already, we're going to play Stutter to get the vibes moving, and then we're going to go game by game with you guys and give you guys all the moves. First up today, stud or dud. Jaden Daniels back for the Commanders this week, boys. Missed 2 weeks with that knee injury. Number 3 ranked quarterback this week in fantasy, taking on the Chargers. Let's keep it short and sweet. What do you guys think? Stud or dud? Do you think Daniels comes back and is the number 3 ranked quarterback this week? I'll start it off. Dud. I don't know why he's the 3rd ranked. Chargers defense is really good. I think that Daniels still looks kind of banged up. If I had him, I'm probably starting him, but I probably would have looked for a better option up until now. So I'm going to go dud.
Yeah, I'm not convinced either. Last time there was a Commanders quarterback out there, a mobile Commanders quarterback playing in a knee brace, bad things happened. So I don't want to liken this to that. But this isn't going to be as easy. You got Max Crosby on the other side. I think this is going to be a little bit tougher than some people are thinking.
Chargers, big dog. Not
Chargers,
Raiders.
sorry.
Chargers.
Yeah, you put the Raiders. That's not the Raiders. But, yeah, I think it's going to be a
Focus. Maybe another sniff in there.
Honestly, maybe.
Yeah. All right. Boys, you guys agree?
I would. I think that Chargers line very suspect. Very, very suspect. One of the more suspect lines on the board. I don't know. I wouldn't start Daniels. He hasn't looked the best. He really hasn't. If you look at the touchdown scores for that game, too, all the numbers are very wide. That game might be gross.
Mm-hmm. Chargers definitely like SPJ mentioned, that defense is good. And just to name out the pass rush, specifically, they already have 13 sacks in 4 weeks. So I do think that they have a chance to get at Daniels, who is showing a little bit of regression this year compared to last. And me and SPJ talked about this on our preview video for the season. This franchise has not gone back-to-back 10-win seasons in like 35 years. The chances of them doing it again this year were slim. Last year, they ended up being everybody's darling. So I might just be a salty Bucks fan, but I'm going to go dud.
You are a salty Bucks fan. That's okay, though. All right, dud. I think I was surprised he was 3rd, to be honest. That's why I wanted to bring it up. And we'll talk about this game in a little bit. I got thoughts, too, on this one, Triz. We'll get there in a minute. Let's go to running backs. Stud or dud? Old Scattaboo, Cam Scattaboo, the 9th ranked running back this week on ESPN against the Saints this week. I know Tree's got a lot of thoughts about this game. We'll get to that in a little bit. 25 rushing yards last week, 25 carries, 79 yards, two catches for 11. He is the lead back now in the Giants with Jackson Dart starting. Real quick, boys, stud or will Scattaboo be a dud?
I have no idea. Go, Triz.
I'm on the dud, man. I see his touchdown boosted in a lot of places. If you go on Prize Picks, his rush from receiving touchdown is like taken by like 70,000 people. It's a green goblin. not a great recipe for success, in my opinion. Maybe he goes crazy with the yards and the catches and stuff like that. I don't think he finds the end zone. And in this offense and what I think is going to happen against the Saints today, I think he's good for maybe 10, probably 10 or less. That's what I would say.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of hype going into this guy, and I think he's really good. I think he runs really strong. I think he's hard to tackle. But just how public he is today in terms of the touchdown, in terms of his props, in terms of all the love that he's getting, he has been fantastic. But the Saints line looks super fucking fishy. I know Jackson Dart had a huge debut last week, but a lot of that was spent on the ground, in my opinion. He really caught the Chargers asleep at the wheel and, took advantage of it. But in my opinion, I don't think this is going to be an offense that you can depend on to put about 20 points up per game.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about this game. We talked about CTE earlier. Speaking of, I mean, come on. But I thought it was surprising though. Number 9, 25 carries last week is wild. He runs like Tasmanian Devil is who he runs like, with his helmet just down like this.
Just speaking of last week, SPJ, because we're talking about it, and I'm gonna forget. I always forget everything that's in my notes. But Devin Singletary, I think he had 26 or 28 yards last week. If you're not a Scatterboo believer, you can get plus money on Singletary the vet to get 30 yards. Just a little shout out there.
Well, we'll talk about it when we get to the game. Don't forget it. Make a mental note and bring it back up when we talk about the game.
I'll do my best.
Okay. Yeah. Highlight it. Make it in color or something on your screen. All right. Let's go to the wide receivers. Stud or dud. Old George Pickens, number 6 ranked wide receiver this week on ESPN, taking on the Jets. Last week he went crazy. Sorry, V. 8 catches for 134 yards for 2 touchdowns. No CeeDee Lamb once again for the Cowboys in this matchup. Jets defense pretty good, not as good as it has been in years past though. Aaron Glenn obviously did bring some defensive prowess, you would think, but that defense is not looking spectacular. I kind of like Georgie this week, boys. I think Georgie's going to have another good game. Don't know if he's going to be awesome, but if I had him, I'm definitely starting him. So I'll go stud.
Yeah, I love Georgie. I think that he's absolutely fantastic. You're seeing Kevontae Turpin, he's not going to be on the field this week. And not just that, but if you look at his touchdown, it's sitting at almost plus 100, minus 105. If we're just speaking from a fantasy perspective, if books are telling me he's going to score, it means to me he's in a little bit of a good matchup. I understand Sauce Gardner on the other side, but Dak Prescott has been fucking elite this year. He's been so good. He's been willing to throw the ball, push the ball deep, and he, like you said, he leads the league in end zone targets and red zone targets, and he's just doing so much for this Cowboys offense. And we know Dak, he is a wide receiver one's dream in the way he is going to provide you the usage, get you the ball, and try to fit it into tight coverages.
Yeah, honestly, V, all the things you're saying, fully true, because they're also suiting up the rookie today in Jaden Blue. But I do think that it's absolute stud for Pickens just because that target share. I do also like Dak's pass attempts. It's 34.5. He only got hooked on one game this season. Otherwise, every other week it's hit. So 100% Pickens. I do think stud today. Coming off double-digit targets last week, 9 the 2 weeks prior. How can you go dud at all with this guy when he's just getting so much usage?
Mm-hmm. The thing about this, too, is with wide receivers right now, there's so many injuries and there's so many guys banged up. A lot of guys not performing as well that you don't feel super confident trotting out there, maybe. So I think if you have Pickens, if you picked up Pickens late in your draft or maybe you even fell out of the draft and you got him on waivers, you're feeling really good about having him in your lineup this week. So, yeah, I think we all agree he's due for a good game. Anybody else got any thoughts? Otherwise, that is the end of stud or dud. Go set your fantasy lineups, chat, if you haven't already. Boys, have you set your lineups? Have you?
I did now after the morning. The morning game already kind of locked in, though. But I'm not mad. Fanning got me a touchdown.
Let's go. Oh, what's the score? Is it still 7-7?
Yep. Still ugly as fuck.
Yeah.
International
glad I stayed away
games.
I'm so glad I stayed away from this game. This game was nasty work. I could see the Browns winning this game outright. Not going to lie. So I know Danny and Shags had the Vikings minus 3.5 as their staff article play. And B literally texted last night and said, I don't know. Kind of like the Browns.
Yeah, it felt weird, and like the amount of people that are just running to go bet
thing
on
to
a
text.
morning game, like a fucking international game, it never happens. It just felt like way too easy for everyone to just be like, "Hey, Browns travel, Vikings no travel, money line bet." You know what I mean? But we'll see. Long game still. We got a whole second half.
Sure.
Vikings
you gotta
put up 3 touchdowns.
You got a point, V. Defense travels even across the pond.
Miles Garrett fucking travels. That dude is a fucking menace.
Oh,
That guy's a menace. Look, Sauce. This guy is like had bad dreams about Miles Garrett.
Back-to-back weeks, Chad, I've been in shambles, absolute shambles, and I'll just say this too: the Packers fucked my survivor. I have 1 entry left of the 3 because they banked. Sorry, I don't know why I'm crashing out. They're not even playing this week.
Hey, you can crash out. That was a horrible loss for your squad. That might come back to hurt you later. Like Mac Jones was saying, I'm just trying to get wins for Brock Purdy so it matters down the line. That might matter down the line for the Cheeseheads.
I'm just gonna say it now. Stoke put out like 4 graphics that day for all the games. So many this and that. Not a single one for Sunday Night Football. Sunday Night Football. We didn't get a graphic until after the Packers tied, and then he was just sitting there doing his little dig.
You got a sad Jordan Love graphic on the timeline. Don't worry.
Sucks pettiness knows no bounds.
None. Like this is why I cheer for the Celtics, because I'm afraid of him. This is why.
That's not why, but fair enough. I'm glad you think that. What up, Chew? We're excited to see all you guys next weekend in Chicago. If this is your first time watching us, we'll be live in Chicago. If you guys live in the Chicago area, we have a huge meet and greet happening on Saturday at Country Club downtown in Wrigleyville in Chicago at 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. 11:30 a.m. Central time. Come and hang out with us, get some free drinks. We're doing some giveaways. Come and kick it with us in the Chicago area and come and hang out with us later that day. Anybody's welcome. We want to come and hang out with you guys, give you guys some free swag, some free drinks. Our friends at Bet Online, our sponsors for the program today, are also giving away 2 bottles of tequila. So if you want to come kick it with us next Saturday, no Gridiron Gang this week too, chat. Just go ahead and set it in your schedules. Sad next weekend because we're all going to be in person and
a lot of free swag. So if you're in the area, make sure you go check it out. Hats, koozies, stickers, it'll all be there.
Last year, pretty sure everybody went home with something. Like, that being said, there were maybe a little bit, not as many people as it will be this year, but I'm just saying, chances are you're going to go home with something. If only a beer or belly full of beer.
a beer full of belly. A beer full of belly. A belly full of beer. I can't wait to buy V shots and see how that goes.
No Lord.
All right.
It ended my night last time. We're not doing that again.
Yeah, no Malort. We were initiated into Chicago. We don't need Malort again.
That shit was horrific. Only once, right, boys?
I don't want to see that ever again. I'm probably going to end up getting roped into taking a shot of it somehow, some way throughout the whole fort.
Oh, rubber arm.
SBJ is going to be that guy like grabbing his own collar off screen. You know what I mean? Hey.
Yeah, exactly. Oh no, I have. It's that guy. The guy. The video. Then we'll get into the games. You know the video of the guy that's like, no, don't pour me the drink. No, and then he's like, and he's like poured it himself.
He's gonna be at the bar looking at us. Who ordered all these Malort shots? And the bartender's gonna come to him with the bill.
Who did that? Who did that? That's crazy. All right, let's get to it, boys. Let's get after it. We're going to go game by game with you guys in the chat. Drop your favorite plays as we get to each individual game. Let us know what you guys are seeing. Obviously, we're not going to talk about this Vikings-Browns game. Let's go to the Broncos taking on the Eagles. Big one to start us off here. 3.5-point spread. It's up to 4.5 in certain places. Over-under was at 43.5, sticked up to 44.5 in certain spots. Those Eagles still just getting away with it every single week. 4-0. Broncos 2-2 looked great on Monday Night Football, obviously, but they were taking on the just Pee Wee League Bengals. Sauce man, I'll let you kick us off, dude. I know you wrote about this game. What are the moves that we're kind of looking at in this one? Tough spread, in my opinion. What do you think?
Man, this is a game that is very, very intriguing to me. Like looking at the spread here, it's at 3.5. It's been bouncing from 4.5 to 3.5 all week. But this is a team that I think with the Eagles that is 4-0, but they have not been trending in the right direction, especially in that second half last week. The other thing that's very concerning to me is the fact that Jalen Hurts has not been a quarterback that has handled pressure well. And if we're going back all the way to last season, Jalen Hurts' completion rate drops to almost 50% when he is under pressure. Compare that to the 80% completion rate, the 17 touchdowns to 3 interceptions he had last year when clean. It was 6 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and a 65.2 passer rating. This is a guy who does not handle pressure well, going up against one of the best pressure defenses and one of the best pass rushes in the game. Both Benito and Cooper have 21 pass rushes this year. They are the only tandem of teammates with 20-plus pressures. They lead the league in pressure rate. The Eagles rank 11th in pressure rate allowed. This just feels like a spot for the Broncos to come in and potentially steal a win. I know that after the first few weeks, we weren't the most confident in them, and that Bengals game does not give me confidence in them because of how bad they are. But this is a team that is equipped to beat the Eagles just because of what they have defensively. You got Pat Surtain coming off another shutdown week of Jamar Chase. Then you have him coming in a matchup with 2 disgruntled wide receivers that feel like they're not getting the usage. And this is not the place for Jalen Hurts to put the ball out there. Like I said, he does not handle pressure well. And because of that, this feels like another tough matchup. So just because of all that stuff, I feel like that's why we're seeing the total as low as it is too. I think that the Broncos are going to come in here, cover the 4. I got a plus 4.5 last night, but I really do think that they come in and, keep this one close at the very least.
I like that, V, because I was looking at, like, if Hurts, like you said, disgruntled wide receivers, if Hurts was maybe going to get his completions up, maybe try to air the ball out a little. And like Triz always says, I don't bet anything, I just bet lines. If you look at Hurts, his completions are at 19.5 for plus money. So I like what you're saying about the Broncos. They might be able to disrupt the Eagles here and maybe cover and maybe fucking make some noise and hit that money line. I like that look.
This game stinks to me in like line perspective. Like, it's just, I think that we've talked about this with this Eagles team all season long. I know we got a lot of Eagles fans in the chat. But this team is not as good as 4-0 in my opinion. Like, they've been getting away with it, man. They just really have. I know that's what good teams do sometimes, but like AJ Brown and Devonta Smith came out this week that they are very disappointed in their target share and like how not necessarily like the fact of their production, but the way that they're utilized in this offense. Mm-hmm. And that's something that they have 2 superstar wide receivers and they're just fucking running shitty go routes all the time. Like, I'd get frustrated too, and they're just not utilizing them because they that's just not the style of offense that they have. And I think that's going to end up
completions are plus money. How does that make sense, right, SPJ?
And you've got a new offensive coordinator here too. I think it's his 4th new offensive coordinator in 4 years, and you can see it because the play action rate has dropped off, the motion rate has dropped off, and boys, like, play action is a hack in the NFL this year, and not just this year. For the last few years, it has allowed quarterbacks to kind of like bring up their completion rates, doing all of these things. And with a run-heavy offense with this Eagles team, you are equipped for play action. But for some reason, they have seen a significant dip in play action plays this year. I think a lot of it has to do with the offensive coordinator and the way he's kind of calling this game. And just to talk about the line, Triz, before you go to ask you this question, we're seeing, like we've talked about this last week, heavy handle, heavy on the bet side too, but this line has kind of gone the other way. Like, it opened up at 3.5, but now, it opened up at 4.5. Now it's at a 4. It was at a 3.5 for a little bit. With the way that the splits are looking, what are you looking at this one? Like, which side is the sharp side?
I'm staying away from this one, man. It seems like it's one of those kind of sharp square collisions, in my opinion. I don't think I don't really see the Broncos getting much love in the market, but the line's bouncing around. So, I mean, it is kind of a sign of sharp money on the Broncos because it's kind of bouncing around a little bit. But Vegas circa's hanging 4. They've been kind of consistently hanging 4 all week. The splits are a little kind of even. So I don't know. I don't really like the line. I don't like how they keep setting the Eagles. They keep giving the hook to the Eagles and they keep covering it. So one of these weeks they're going to rug pull that. I'm staying away from the Eagles for the time being, for the foreseeable future, as you guys mentioned. Jalen Hurts and whoever the offensive coordinator is over there are just straight up terrorists when it comes to the wide receiver room. So once they start throwing the ball a little bit more, I'll feel a little bit more comfortable laying my money on them. But yeah, that is so true. So true. They really do. Broncos, Chewy and Sharps love the Broncos. They bet them every single week. So, I'm going to stay away from them this week. Chewy is switching up on the Broncos this week.
Chewy's on the Eagles this week. Go Birds.
That might be the sign you need to take the Broncos.
That might be the push that I need. Yeah.
Yeah, I've known Chewy for like 3.5 years now. That is my son, and he bets the Broncos, the Bengals every single week, like hands down. Every other week he's betting, and the 49ers. So that's his like squad.
I also fall for the Bengals almost every week.
Yeah, after last week, I'm not betting the Bengals for a hot minute for sure.
I'm not even taking a prop, man. Fuck that.
No way. That team is in shambles.
Speaking
last
of
point,
disgruntled wide receivers, that's going to be that situation if it's not already.
Good Lord. I need to get Jabo in there ASAP. The one thing I will say, Chef's play for this, which Chef will be with us in a little while. His staff play was in this game. He liked Cortland Sutton's receiving yards, kind of what we were talking about with this Eagles banged up secondary, not a very good secondary as a whole this season. And it is Bo Nix's second most targeted wide receiver on this team, tied for first, actually. I was looking at Troy Franklin. His receiving yards was really enticing to me. I didn't get to the window because I got a bunch of other bets. And something about this game just stinks, man. But I will say Chef likes Sutton a lot. I do like Franklin quite a bit. I think that the Broncos can move the football on this Eagles defense. So I don't hate the over either, like someone was mentioning in chat. I think that could be a good way to take this game if you don't want to lean towards the side. But I'm with you, V. I kind of lean Broncos direction purely because I also just don't like the Eagles. So it's kind of a hate bet.
I was going to say, I also love the Sutton look, both the yards and the touchdown. I don't know if you guys saw after the game last week, but Sutton and Bo Nix were both wearing these T-shirts with their faces on the Step Bros, like a movie poster. Like they've developed quite the connection in Denver here. I think he's an elite wide receiver. I think his size is going to present problems for guys like Quinyon Mitchell and Adoree Jackson. And the fact that he's not going to take a lot of snaps in the slot really kind of keeps him away from Cooper DeJean, who I really don't think can handle his size anyways. But I do think he gets one in the end zone again this week.
What do you guys think about RJ Harvey in this one? Because obviously Dobbins has been great. Sutton has been great. But RJ's rushing and receiving at 44.5. Like, if you think that the defense is going to cover up maybe the other two options, do you think RJ's there? Like SPJ just said about his last play, I didn't get to the window with RJ, but it's something that I definitely had circled in this one.
I like the fact that he's seeing more of a snap count and snap share, but the fact that Dobbins is still playing so well makes it harder for me to think he's going to like get in there. He had a lot of carries last week. He did like see a lot more time on this offense, but I don't know. I'm not sure. SPJ?
Yeah, his usage is the hard part for me.
His price has been the same almost every week, so it's like kind of hard to judge. Last week it was like plus 350. This week it's like plus 390. It's like kind of floating around the same. I don't know. Yeah, if I see that shit drop to like plus 200, I'd feel a little bit more comfortable. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's the Dobbins. I would lean the Dobbins direction, maybe from the running back perspective. But that line is so low, so he hit his rushing and receiving yards line with just rushing yards last week. But again, kind of don't look into that game too much because the Bengals suck. Like that game, their defense is bad. So the Eagles haven't been great defensively, but they're better than the Bengals defensively. So, Jack, keep dropping your plays that you guys like. Get involved with what we got going on. We're gonna go game by game, so we'll get to whatever you guys are talking about. What's up, chicken tenders? Welcome. Oh, chicken tenders. All right, boys. Let's keep it moving. Let's go to the next game. Anything else on this Broncos-Eagles? Or shall we move?
Let's move, right?
Let's move.
All right. Let's move. All right. Let's go to this one. Raiders taking on the Colts. 7-point spread here. 7.5 in some places if you don't have the ability for the 7 flat. 47.5 is the total, or 48 depending on where you're shopping. Obviously, these are from our friends at Bet Online. Colts looking to stay hot, boys. 3-1 against this Raiders team. 1-3. Not really looking spectacular with Geno Geno Smith riding the ship, not necessarily with Pete Carroll and company. Does Brock Bowers officially out for this game? I was looking at it earlier. Has he been ruled out for sure?
I don't know if it's official yet, but I think he's out. I think Michael Mayer, the second string tight end, is also out. They're battered and bruised. So
yeah, Bowers still listed as questionable. I guess we'll have to see closer to kickoff here.
Yeah, that one's sus to me. I know our friend Adam from Any Given Wager, his staff play was the Colts on the spread in this game. He liked them to BTA him a little bit especially at home in Lucas Oil Stadium. I have a play in this game. It's a prop, but do you guys have any thoughts on a side here or a total?
No.
I have a play on the total. I'm on the under 48.5. I got it at FanDuel minus 120. I like the hook here. There's way too much of a handle on the over in this game, in my opinion. I think there's a very high chance the Colts put BTA 34-7 type of shit. And you know what I mean? They're going to run the football. They're going to eat up some clock. I've lost all faith in Geno Smith. I think the spread, the Indy -7 was very enticing to me, but I kind of just like the under a little bit more. I know it's going to be a big Vegas need today, so took the under 48.5. I'm also on Jacoby Myers to score a touchdown at plus 175. Same price throughout the market. We've seen Geno try to force the ball to him every single game, so I think today will be no different, and I do feel like he will find the end zone today with no Brock Bowers. So Geno might be good for 3 or 4 picks today, but I do think he might end up throwing 1 touchdown, at least to Myers. So, those are my 2 plays in the game.
I like
Nice.
that. I like the under too. I think this is one of those games where everybody's kind of anticipating high-powered offenses, and I think the Raiders could maybe put up some points, but like no Bowers, no nothing. I do like the Jacoby look. I am on somebody on the other side of this one, Tyler Warren, to get into the end zone at plus 155. Last week he got his first touchdown of his rookie year. It was a little bit weird. It came on a QB, or I guess a tight end sneak, if you will. But he kind of got under center, grabbed the ball, and pushed forward from the 2-yard line. And it just shows to me that the Colts are trying to use this guy in so many different ways on the offense, both as a pass catcher. But the reason I like this a lot is just because of how bad the Raiders have been over the middle. Over the middle is where they've really kind of been funneling pass catchers to, and Tyler Warren's been doing a lot of his work right there in that center portion of the field. I think this week, I love the yards. I think he's going to do a lot of work against this Raiders zone defense, but I do think this is a great spot for him to kind of get in the end zone and get his first receiving touchdown of his young career. At plus 150, plus 155 is what you're kind of seeing around the market. It also does feel short for a guy who, through 4 weeks, has no receiving touchdowns. He is a tight end with 1 career touchdown, and it came under center. I know that he is a big guy. It's a big total in this one, but Danny Dimes is really looking his way. And I think that the fact that he's sitting at the same number as Michael Pittman Jr., a guy who has almost 4 touchdowns, I think, this year, it's kind of indicative of what's going to happen today and how bad this Raiders team's been. They haven't really faced a good tight end yet over the last few weeks, but they did give a big game to a guy like Cole Kmet, who had 60 yards, who hasn't really been utilized in the offense this year, and just random big games like that. I think Tyler Warren really takes advantage of the coverages today.
Well, you sold it for me. I'm on his yards. I love this play. 57.5. I got 57.5 earlier this week. It's up to 59.5 in some places. Don't care. He's at 70 plus in 3 or 4 games this season. Like you mentioned, great target. I think I like the touchdown too. Makes a lot of sense. This Raiders defense is pretty bad. And I think that they're going to get taken advantage of today. I like that team total if you want to go that direction. I do like the under that Trizzy was talking about as well. Yeah, this Raiders team maybe can be frisky in certain situations, but especially with Bowers being so banged up with how awesome he was for this team last year. And this Colts defense, I kind of was low on the Colts going into the season, and they've definitely proved me wrong so far. So good shit, boys. Anything else on this one, or shall we keep it moving to the next game?
Sook, I think.
The only thing I looked at, V, was maybe Gene T's rush attempts, but teams are a little bit scared of this Colts defense. They're tending to rush less than their averages against them, so that's not something that I wanted to take. Maybe Geno's pass attempts, because if they're not going to run the football, maybe Geno tosses it a bunch of times, but honestly, nothing that I like and nothing that I want to endorse at all in this one.
Yeah, I like GT, but the linebacking crew, they are a good run-stopping crew in Indianapolis. I think also that Genty, a lot of his yards have come because of broken tackles, and that's usually not a recipe for success. Like he leads, I think he has the least amount of yards before contact of all starting running backs, which means he's just getting hit in the backfield constantly, but he's still kind of putting up big games.
I think we can say that JT is probably getting in the end zone with that super juice tutty, right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
I saw
the ball
Mostert
down there.
I saw
Yeah?
Mostert up for a touchdown on Prize Picks. I thought that was a tad interesting. I did see him get the ball a few times last week.
Interesting.
So
Most
I don't know if it's one of those like I don't know if it's one of those books rug pull everybody gets on JT and it's the backup running back, kind of like Trey Benson on Thursday night a couple weeks ago, but it's kind of what it looks like to me.
I mean, I know this is not super juiced, but anything over that's not plus money for a touchdown score, in my opinion, is juiced.
Yeah.
Because
Agreed.
scoring a touchdown in the NFL is really hard still. And so, like, yeah, minus 200s exist out there, but like that minus 120s, like for a touchdown, like miss me with that most
It's
of
like
the time.
taking Judge at plus 130 for a home run or like plus 120 at Coors. Like I don't give a shit if it's Coors Field, man. There's no guarantees.
Baseball still on?
Yeah.
You can actually go read Colby's article today about the NLDS and ALDS games going on today.
Go Blue Jays! Oh, Trizzy, can you attest to this? I saw somebody put up a fucking graphic saying everyone that's cheering for the Yankees right now, and it was the entire United States because obviously the Blue Jays are from Canada. Can you please attest to the fact that nobody's cheering for the fucking Yankees?
No, I wish the worst on the Yankees 24/7,
Exactly.
365 days a year. Like
Yeah, extra
365.
feels that way right now.
Yeah, like Steinbrenner is my arch nemesis. Like I cannot stand that organization as a whole. You know, it felt good to take game one, but I'll tell you what, it really broke my heart to lose the next two. I will say.
Oh, that was Boston. That was
It
Boston.
broke your heart. Yeah. You should talk to Lucy Birch about it if you want. And have a conversation with her. See, we got Yanks fans in the chat. All right, let's keep it moving. Speaking of Yankees, let's talk about the Cowboys. Cowboys taking on the Jets.
Yo, we have the Jets on screen. I'm gonna fucking die. That was crazy.
Oh man, 0-4 Jets looking to take down the Cowboys in this game. No CD Lamb, obviously. 2.5 point spread it was. It's down to 1.5 in most places. 47.5 total. 48 climbed up a point. I'll kick us off here. I have a play in this game, but I kind of lean pretty heavily with the Jets to cover, boys. What do you guys think about the side or the total here? Anybody got these stones to take Jets money line?
I took Jets money line. That's it. I'm
Let's
all
go.
over that today. Jets are going to be a huge need for Vegas, and I need to be on that. The contrarian in me would not allow me to sit by and watch the Jets win this game outright, knowing I should have taken the Jets all day. So it's a very sharp line. Doesn't make too much sense. It kind of feels just like that Bears game where we faded the Cowboys a couple weeks ago. Feels the exact same to me. The Jets shouldn't be in this position at home getting a couple of points here. The line's kind of ticking down, and in almost every book, even in Vegas, the Cowboys have almost 80% of the handle on the money line. So
Sure.
to me, it's Jets all day. Jets. I hate the Jets as well as a Patriots fan. And
How do you spell it?
Jets, Jets. I'm with you, Triz. I like it,
so
man.
proud of you,
It's
V.
gonna be fun. Like my dog's winding up right now too. He's like, "What the fuck was that, man? Shut up." I think this is a spot where the total, the like spread that we're looking at, the Jets are gonna put up points today, and for that reason, I'm going to Garrett Wilson to get in the end zone at plus 150. Boys, this guy is second in the NFL in target share. He's seen 37% of the team's targets. They don't have a second wide receiver. Second on the team in targets is Breece Hall, and it's not because of checkdowns. It's because nobody else is getting open on this team. The Jets are going to put up points against a Cowboys offense that ranks 31st in points allowed, 32nd in touchdowns allowed to the wide receiver position. And I know this game isn't in Texas, but Garrett Wilson is very much from Austin, Texas, not too far from Dallas. And I'm sure you got to love playing against this team. Everybody loves playing the Cowboys. He's played them once before. He had 9 targets, 2 catches for 30 yards. Zach Wilson was his quarterback, but he did get in the end zone. I do think he's getting in the end zone again today. I think once they get in and around the red zone, they're going to be looking his way. And he is a big play guy. He should have had 2 touchdowns last week, realistically. And I don't know if you guys saw it, but he was fired up on the sideline talking to Salah after that touchdown, saying, "Feed me the fucking ball. I am that guy. Get me the fucking ball." Not Salah. Sorry.
Aaron Glenn.
Yeah, there we go. Sorry.
Yeah.
Michael. Yeah, sorry. Aaron Glenn. But there you go.
Names are hard.
Got there. Names are hard.
Almost landed it, but didn't. It was one of those.
Yeah, it was down the termite. We got 2 subs while we were talking, so appreciate you guys for the support. Thanks for you guys.
Goats. All the goats are coming back as the NBA season gets closer to. You know what I mean? Iconics. Love you, boys.
If you're watching us on X, we appreciate you guys, but come and hang out with us on Twitch. It's free to watch on Twitch. You can drop subs. We got an electric chat. They're hanging out. Give us the vibes over here on Twitch or on YouTube, wherever you guys are consuming us. But if you're watching us on X and you're having a good time, you can just keep watching us. Just don't go away. I got to play in this game. Yeah, so are we, Iconics. I have a play, and it is kind of what chat was just kind of talking about. I do like the Garrett Wilson play, V, but I'm going to take advantage of this just terrible pass defense from the Cowboys. You went with Brees, or you went with Wilson. I'm going Brees. I took his receiving yards, though, over 24.5, just because the Cowboys, again, are terrible against the running back position in receiving yards allowed. All 4 running backs that they've played this season have hit their receiving yards with ease, 32nd in the NFL to receiving yards allowed to the running back position and 32nd in the NFL to receiving yards allowed, period. I don't hate the rushing and receiving. If you want to take that, it was just 99.5, so I'd have to get a lot of rushing yards, which I do think that he can get, especially with no Braylon Allen now with that knee injury. But I just want to take the receiving yards. I think he's good for a couple catches, like you said, design plays, but also even just some dump downs from Fields. And I think that he can break a couple tackles and get this in like 2 or 3 catches. So I like this ladder too. He had 30 and 31 in the last 2 games. And like I said, running backs against this team, V, 71 for Jacobs. Swift, the game before that, had 45. Tyrone Tracy, 36. Saquon, 24. Guys, running backs have just been absolutely eating through the air against this team. So I really like this play a lot. I almost took the rushing and receiving. Hopefully don't kick myself when he has like 125 yards on the ground or something. But I think he's good for a couple catches. So give me Brees. So there you go, chat. Whoever needs him in fantasy, you're welcome. There you go. Hopefully he gets the job done for both of us.
Yeah, and just a couple points about the Cowboys. Like, I do think points are going to be scored in this game, too. I know Trizzy kind of said that to me yesterday, but Dak Prescott has completed 89% of his passes on play action, boys, and that is the 2nd highest rate in the NFL. This is a Jets team that has struggled against play action. They are allowing a 137.0 passer rating on play action passes, which is 31st. They've also given up the 2nd most touchdowns off of play action. This is a Cowboys team that not only loves to run it at a high rate, but this is a Cowboys team and Dak Prescott that runs it at a very efficient rate. I think guys like George Pickens are in for a big day just because of things like that. Ferguson as well, too, maybe, but I do think that big playability really comes open with this run game.
Yeah, and V, I know because everything that's going on in this game, we do think with the 2 backs out that, like, it's got to be Fergie. It's got to be Pickens. But, like, just to cover – I didn't bet this, but just to cover all of our bases, boys, Jaden Blue, who's been a healthy scratch for 4 weeks. His 5 or 6 rushes is pretty juiced at most places. And just so you guys know that while he's been a healthy scratch, was drafted a little higher, this guy was injured during the preseason for wearing custom LV cleats during practice that gave him blisters so bad that he couldn't practice anymore. Now he's finally suiting up for this game. I do think it's interesting what he does, but just because what V was talking about right now with this offense trying to move the sticks, I do think that Dak, I kind of mentioned it a little bit before, Dak for 35 attempts has hit for 3 straight weeks. I do think that in this game it can probably hit again with the 2 backs being out, but I don't have an official play in this one. But I thought Dak's attempts was worth a mention because what V was talking about.
I will say also, since Betsky, I don't know when Betsky's going to join us, his staff article play was Turd Ferguson. Someone in the chat asked this. He does like the receptions. Go check out our staff article, guys. We've been cooking 31 and 15 on the season. We are super profitable. We have gone plus money in every single week so far to start the season in the staff article. It's free at bettingnews.com. Each of us gives you guys our favorite play of the week. Drops on Saturdays. And Besky's, like I said, was Turd Ferguson for 6 catches. So he likes that play, even though Chad asked about it. You can go read the article on why he likes it. Although his analysis was, I like this play.
His analysis was also, I like the name Turd Ferguson.
Yes.
Hey, it's Rad Brad, man. Let him do what he wants.
Rad, 3-1 to start the year for Rad Brad. Trizzy and I are both 4-0. What could go wrong? All right.
You guys get to Chicago? Ask him why we call him Rad Brad, please. Make him tell you why.
Make him tell you.
For real.
He'll show you on his arm.
He'll show you.
Part of the reason. He'll show you. All right, let's keep it moving, boys. I hope you guys are having a fantastic Sunday. Start us off if you're just joining us. We got about 9,000 of you guys tuning in with us right now. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out. Let's get it up to 10K before we tap off the show after this in the second hour, which we're getting to in just a few minutes. Let's go to this one, boys. This one's interesting. Can't wait to hear y'all's thoughts on this one. We might be getting the dancing shoes on as well for this in a second. Baltimore taking on the Houston Texans. This line was 2.5, bounced around a little bit. It's now at 1.5 in some places. The over-under is at 40.5. Pretty solid there still. No Lamar Jackson. Obviously, Cooper Rush is starting for the Ravens. Texans coming off their first win of the season against the Titans last year, dog walking them in their first game in the first win in the AFC South as well. Ravens looking to climb back up into contention, really. 1-3, banged up all over the place on defense, especially. Obviously, no Lamar with that hamstring problem. I got to play in this game. And you know what, boys? I'm not even going to waste any time getting straight to it because we're just going to go dance. So let's get after it.
This is the rhythm of my life. Oh yeah, I know you wanna say it. This is the rhythm of the night. This is the rhythm of my life. This is the rhythm of my life.
All right, boys, the rhythm bet of the day via our friends at Rhythm. You guys can go download the Rhythm app and get involved with all of their model data and so much more. There's actually contests going on, too, where if you drop your 5 favorite plays on the Rhythm app, you get a chance to win $1,000 every single week. And this week, boys, give me them birds. Give me the Ravens, plus 1.5. I did buy a point, so I got the 2.5 for a little bit of juice. But as you can see by the model data, the Ravens are probably going to win this game outright. So you can just take them on the money line if you're feeling so frisky. But I like buying the points. I think this Ravens team is going to beat the Texans today, boys. I don't really think there is much about this that I need to sell to you guys a little bit more. Obviously, you can see 63.3% win percentage probability from our friends at Rhythm. And I just think that it's the A side here, guys. I was kind of talking with Trizzy about this. Was it yesterday? Really liked the 2.5. Didn't know if I was going to get there. And then I ended up getting there. Huge day from Derrick Henry. I think they're going to get back to giving him the football 20-plus times. Cooper Rush has won games previously. I know this defense is banged up, but I'm just not a big believer of this Texans team, man. They played the Titans last week, one of the worst teams in the NFL. The Ravens, even though they haven't been great, better than the Titans. And I think that the Texans are going to struggle today, especially that offensive line, keeping C.J. Stroud upright. So I think the Ravens at home. I know it's weird it's always so hard when you're taking a dog at home, which is always tough in these situations. But I think that's the A side. I really like the Ravens, and I think they win this game outright.
Let's go.
I guess we're on opposite sides again. SPJ would happen on Thursday. Now we're again on opposite sides.
You check
I
the
am
Texans?
on the Texans here. It's probably
man.
not sharp.
Oh, I got
score
questions.
before Trizzy goes, I'll just say why. I think that this Ravens defense is absolutely destroyed. They could be potentially out 7 starters today. Roquan Smith and then Nnamdi Madubuike, their best defensive lineman. He is a defensive tackle. He has 50% of the team's sacks this year, 50% of the team's pressure rate this year, and now he's on the IR. I think without him, they're going to have a hard time stopping the run game. With Woody Marks last week kind of came alive. I do think that this is a team that they had a get-right spot with the Titans last week. I don't think the offensive line really made that many problems. But if you watch them, a lot of their offensive lines are coaching issues, are scheming issues rather than a lack of skill. It's guys going in the wrong ways. That's why they gave up that sack against the Titans where it looked like he was sacked in 1.5 seconds, right? It's miscommunication and it's things like that. Not to say they've gotten it all right, but I do think that their defense, Will Anderson Jr., has been absolutely elite on the edge. He has been one of the top 5 pass rushers this season. They gave them hell last week, despite only getting home, I think, twice against the Titans team. This week against the Ravens team, Cooper Rush, backup QB, against a team that is pretty hurt. And the reason I like this the most is I do think the Ravens are going to have a very hard time generating a pass rush. And if that happens, I think CJ Stroud's going to have a bit of a day. Now, it's why I'm on Nico Collins on the receiving yards and on the touchdown. Nico's got 2 touchdowns this year. Both have been on plays of 30 yards or more. They have not scored in the red zone, but a lot of that's because they haven't gotten into the red zone. They had 4 red zone trips, or 8, total over 3 weeks. The first 3 weeks, had 2 last week. They'd only converted on 50% of them, but last week went 2 for 2 and putting them both in the end zone. I think Nico is a guy where you're looking at a guy his size, what he brings once you get close to the red zone. Now you're going up against a Ravens defense that ranks 31st or 32nd in passing touchdowns allowed. And they just haven't been good defensively. I think this is a spot where he can come in and kind of take advantage. And I love Nico props today. I love the Texans. And Woody Marks, too, at plus 160 this week, Trizzy. What a snipe it was last week.
Yeah, I'm right back on it again, going right back to the well. We're going right back to the well. I think he's going to be RB1 over there today and probably moving forward until Mixon comes back, in my opinion. He's just fresher. He's younger. He's quicker. He's got more of a burst once he gets the football in his hands. I mean, Nick Chubb is who he is. He's had the career he has, but if we're just being honest here, he's not the same player in open field, and that is what the Texans need right now. They need a dynamic player in open field. When they get the ball into their hands, it's just there. If you see the wide receiver core over there right now, they're kind of all very similar. Higgins, Hutchinson, Nico Collins, they're all kind of the same type of receiver. And then you have Christian Kirk, and just from what I've seen in the past few weeks, he doesn't look like the same Christian Kirk that we've seen on the Jags and years previous. So I think that's part of the reason they're struggling a little bit. I think they're going to incorporate Woody Marks into the offense a little bit more, maybe give him a little bit of a spark. I like him to find the end zone today. He's the same price market wide, which is usually a green flag for me. So, on that.
That's very interesting, boys, because Woody Marks had 17 carries last week. His 15 carries is plus 155 this week. So if you guys think that he's going to get a healthy share, then that's a nice little plus money play right there.
Absolutely. I feel like maybe we circle back to him and he might be in our touchdown lay. He's kind of the way y'all are talking. He might be sneaking into our lay a little bit later.
Yeah.
Last point on this game. Like I said, I like the Ravens. We're going head to head. Let's go. On any given wager, when we go head to head, we have to do a punishment. Do you want to make this a little punishment play? You don't have to no? Fair enough. Like that shaking of his head. He don't want to wear a clown fit on here. That's why.
He's so muted. That's one.
Too. Oh, all right. There we go. I'm just going to give my other play then. You don't get to talk anymore. I'm taking the King, boys. 85.5 rushing yards. Not really a whole big sell job here. He's not looked very good the last few weeks, but they have to give the Derrick Henry the fucking football 20 times in this game. You do not want Cooper Rush throwing the ball 30 to 35 times. They have also 42, 50, and 23 yards on the ground Derrick Henry has had. With the fumbling problems, why is his line at 85.5? I think the books know that they're going to be giving him the ball a bunch today, and I think that he does have the opportunity to take advantage of this Texans rushing defense. He played them so many times as a member of the Tennessee Titans. I know that was a couple of years ago at this point, but he has cooked this team previously. They're going to give him the ball 20-ish times, I would imagine, and I think that he's ripe for possibly 100 yards. If the Ravens are going to win this game, Derrick Henry's going to have a big game. And so I'm kind of leaning that direction, thinking that, again, you don't have to twist my arm necessarily to take the King most of the time, but it's also the line. Like he hasn't even flirted with 15 carries in 3 straight games, and his carries line is like 18 and a half. So I feel like we're going to get a heavy. You stay muted when you try to talk, and you can't mute yourself when that happens. Holy. Anyway, Derrick Henry. If the Texans win today, you're going to get to just run all over me. But if the Ravens win, brother, we're in trouble.
Just expect a hiccup video on the timeline if the Ravens win.
All right, Mr. Hiccups.
1,000%.
Mr. Hiccups, what do you think about CJ for 5 rush attempts at plus 180? He's had 4 for 3 straight weeks, 5 in week 1. So it hasn't really hit, but for that much plus money, you're on the Texans. Do you think that he scrambles a bit, or do you think he's just a little old? In 23, his bones have gotten brittle and he can't move as well.
The bone issue, I have no idea, but I do think that he is a quarterback that's comfortable in the pocket. He's not comfortable scrambling, getting up yards, or doing anything like that. Despite him being an athletic guy, I do think that if they can't get anybody home, he's
He
more
used
than
to be
happy
when
to
he
just
was
sit
young.
there. Yep. He's like, I don't got the legs for it anymore.
He's that ripe age of 23. You know, he's just getting old.
That's when
getting
it
real
starts
ancient.
to go. That's when it starts to slip.
That's when the decline.
Can't
happens
say
for
fam is
poor
scaring
PJ.
me. Like, I am afraid of next weekend because of fam.
You should be. I've seen some of the stuff he's bringing in. Chat
Oh,
reminder:
God.
if you're in the Chicago area next Saturday, come and hang out with us at our meet and greet in Chicago in Wrigleyville. Anybody is welcome. Free drinks, free swag giveaways. A couple of bottles of tequila will be given away too. You get to see the three of us. Hook won't be there, unfortunately, but you get to see Triz, you get to see V, you get to see me. You get to see that I am actually 5'7", and it's all a lie. I'm not really that tall.
Elite popcorn chicken too.
Elite popcorn chicken chat.
Well, Connors, we wanted to do this, but it was too complicated, so you're just going to have to deal with us videoing stuff and posting it on the timeline on social media.
We
So,
will miss you
that's
guys,
fair
though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's keep it moving. Let's go to the next game. Anything else, Ravens, Texans?
No.
I did not know you were on the other side, so let's go, brother. It's okay. It's all right. But fuck you. I'm just kidding.
I
Triz
mean,
would
I
like
would
that.
not be opposed during NBA
I would
season.
love that, buddy. I would love
Yeah.
that.
We'll
Maybe
make it happen.
you know, we could do some stuff. You know.
Hey, this might be the year we make a Celtics game, so it might just be cheap enough.
Ah,
Ooh, all right now.
price is dropping.
I recently discovered what Banff is as well, so I might be coming up to Calgary soon. You
Brother,
know?
please.
Oh, dude.
Please.
I need to go. I need to go back for round 2, Triz. So we'll go up there together. We can go gallivanting in Banff. All right, let's get back to it. Another game to talk about. Interesting one here. Not really sexy on paper, but there's a lot of interesting angles to talk about with this one. Two teams near the bottom, 1-3 for both of them. The Panthers at home, welcoming in the Miami Dolphins. Plus 1.5 is the line for Carolina. 1, depending on where you're shopping. 44.5 the total here. Pretty solid across the market. Obviously, no Tyreek Hill after that gruesome leg injury last week for the Dolphins, done for the season. I think that Chuba Hubbard is also out in this game too for the Carolina Panthers. Ted McMillan, I think, is returning for the not Ted McMillan. I think he's back this week as well. I have a play in this game, but I want to toss it to you guys from a side or a total perspective. Anybody got any thoughts on the spread in this one? Anybody want to take those kitty cats at home against the Dolphins, or are we leaning more with the fish?
I don't know. The spread feels weird, Trizzy.
I took the over. I like the fucking over. I think there's points. That's what I think. I think both these defenses are ass. I think the Patriots putting BTA against the Panthers last week was very, very telling because that offense was struggling. All of a sudden, they put up almost 40 points against this defense. I don't think Miami's offense is going to take too much of a dump off with Tyreek being out. They were kind of struggling to begin with. I think their problems run a little bit deeper than just Tyreek. I do think there's enough talent and skill over there to actually put up points against this Carolina defense. So I think it is a kind of a back and forth game. I do think this is probably a total that not many people are touching just based on the grossness of it. You saw the Panthers put up about 10 points last week. You've seen the Dolphins struggle last week as well. And I just I don't trust these defenses enough to go under 44. And I kind of see it more of a high scoring game, 24-24 going into overtime or a game winning field goal or something like that. I think this is going over 44. So I like Tet's probably going to have a big day today. His touchdown is the lowest it's been all season and it hasn't moved, which I think is very, very telling as well. Usually a green flag for me, especially when it's the same price almost across the market, which it is. It's between plus 150 and plus 170 across the market. So, I like Tet. I like the over. I think there's a lot of points in this game. And that's pretty much it. The sides are a little funky to me. It seems like Vegas really needs the Panthers, but I don't want to trust this Panthers team.
No.
Yeah, I kind
But
of agree too. I'm all over Ted. I got the touchdown. I've been texting you about it with the line sitting at plus 150, 160, depending on where you're looking at. That's his first touchdown of his career. That's what they're putting the odds out there to get. Feels like a good spot for him, especially against the Dolphins defense that has not been good in the secondary. They blitzed at one of the highest rates in the league, and that's a good situation here for Ted because Ted's target share and target volume goes up 18% when Bryce Young is being blitzed. The reason being is because first read target share, he is one of the highest in the leagues. And when you are facing the blitz, you're not getting through your second or your third read. You are looking at your first read. And for a majority of these plays in this Callahan offense, it's Ted McMillan. I think this is going to be the guy that's going to come in here and put up some big numbers. He had a all right day last week, but Christian Gonzalez was back on the field. You couldn't really expect too much. He still had 60-plus yards despite only catching 50% of his targets. But this is a young kid with all the fucking talent in the world. He had one of the best, tough catch rates in the college football world last year. He is a guy that can go up with it, that can go over the middle, and that's why I think he gets in the end zone. That's why I think he gets over 64.5 yards this week. And on the other side, this one is not a line read whatsoever because the value probably shouldn't be here, but I did take Darren Waller to get in the end zone at plus 300. I know it's probably a lot chalkier. He scored twice last week, and the price is still sitting at plus 300. I understand that. But this is a guy who played less than 30% of the snaps last week, but majority of his snaps came in the red zone. This is a guy who is like 6'4", 200-some pounds, and is a mismatch whether you put him on the outside against the slot corner or on the inside against the linebacker. Tua said it when they brought him back onto the field. I've never had a big-bodied receiver like this, and it's why he looked at him twice when they got close by there. I am taking the touchdown at plus 300. It's probably a donation. You would think the line's sitting at closer to plus 200, but I couldn't help myself. The Panthers suck against tight ends. They rank, I think, 30th or 32nd in yards allowed to tight end position. They haven't given up a lot of touchdowns, but they just gave up one to Hunter Henry last week. I think this is the perfect week for him to get in the end zone again.
I think for the value, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, Tua was looking for him in the red zone. Obviously, that great first catch. The second one was pretty easy, but I have a play in this game. Sook was asking about this before we got started too. I took this earlier this week. Rico Dowdle over 58.5 rushing yards. This Miami defense rushing, or from a rushing defense perspective, is terrible. 30th in the NFL. I took Breece Hall last week with the same kind of logic, and he soared over his line. Dowdle's going to be the number one back. Chuba Hubbard is obviously on the shelf, unfortunately, in this game. They brought Dowdle in to be that backup, but also now to be able to carry the load if Chuba has to miss some time. And he was the lead back for the Cowboys. Was it last year? Yeah, in certain situations, 72 yards, 100 yards against that Eagles team last year as well. He's had some success on the ground. And again, this Miami rushing defense is really bad. So I think that at home, they're going to probably want to control the tempo and control the pace. I think Dowdle has a chance to have a nice day. I like the 60-plus. Don't hate the ladder either. You can get up into the 70 and the 80 range depending on how this game plays out. So I like Rico in this game. No, it's a little bit harder to want to take a guy who is not really a household name, obviously, but I think he has a chance to get 60 on the ground for sure.
Yeah, I love this play so much. This is why they brought him in. He had a quiet 1,000-yard season last year after being the feature back for about 7 or 8 weeks. And dude, the funny thing is that, boys, he actually earned this contract in one game last year, because against Carolina last year, coming down the stretch of the season, this guy had 150 yards against them. Now he's signed with them. So I do think that Rico has a good chance to. Obviously, the 58 rushing yards is good, but I do have the rushing and receiving at 76.5. I think that's a comfortable spot too. He does catch some balls, but I might be wrong. SPJ might be a little smarter, because when he's the backup, he catches more balls. When he's the feature back, he rushes more. But I do have the rushing and receiving, but I'm with SPJ with that rushing yards as well.
I will say something. I think because of he catches more balls because he's the pass catching running back. But I think that just means he's going to be a 3-down back in this situation now, because he's capable of doing both. I picked him up so quick as soon as I got the notification. I heard your voice in my head yelling, "Pick up Rico!" just real loud.
Last point on this. So, because I was just looking at what he did against the Carolina Panthers last year in Carolina. 149 yards on the ground, like you said. Do you know why I think that happened? Do you know where Rico Dowdle's from?
No, is he?
He's from Asheville, North Carolina. Grew up, went to school in North Carolina. Big North Carolina guy.
First
I'm
start.
Sure first start. Probably gonna have
Dowdle,
family in the house. I like his touchdown. What's his touchdown? What's his touchdown? I like the yards anyway, but yeah. As soon as you said that, I was like,
I think it's like minus 110. Like, obviously, you can't put him at minus 150. He plays for the Panthers, and he is making his first start. But even the minus 110 there, Trizzy, doesn't that feel like books are kind of telling us he's going to get in the end zone?
I would say, yeah, it's moved a little bit too. It came out like plus 110.
Can I just say,
I don't hate that at all, especially because he's from there. I think he might actually run wild today. He might have a good day.
He is from there too, boys. And also, me and SBJ talked about this on our preview videos for the season. Dowdle's contract is heavily incentive-based. He has to hit a lot of marks. And all those marks that he signed for were as the backup. Now he's got a week where the main guy is on the shelf, so he's got an opportunity to pile up and maybe get closer to all those benchmarks. The narratives are all there for Rico.
Well, and again, this Dolphins last point, this Dolphins defense is terrible against the run, man. They're so bad. So terrible. All right, let's keep it moving. One more game in the noon window before we move to the late window. What's going on in that Browns-Vikings game, Shaq? Keep us posted. I know that the Browns scored over 13 points. What's the score? What are we looking at?
17-14 for the Browns. 2 minutes left in the third.
17-14 Browns winning, eh?
Yeah. You think they can score 20 points? You think they got it in them?
I think so. If they want to win, they're going to have to probably, because I don't think the Vikings are not going to score another touchdown. But I don't know. We'll see. All right, Trizzy's favorite game on the board.
Oh yeah.
Taking on the Giants. Yeah. Jackson Dart and company coming to town to the Bayou to take on the 0-4 New Orleans Saints. 1.5-point favorites, though, at home, even after the Giants got that big win last week against the Chargers. The over-under in this one, 42, solid. Most places, 41.5s out there as well. Triz, take it away. What are we looking at in this one?
Man, tell me this isn't the most sus line on the board. Who can tell me this isn't the most sus line on the board? I'm all over the Saints this week, bro. I have to be. You have to be. Chargers looked like the best team in the league. They looked like the best team in the league. And all of a sudden, the Giants come in, play a really great game, and beat them. And then now they find themselves 2-point underdogs to the worst team in the league. The books are telling you exactly what's going to happen here, what they expect to happen here. I don't think this line's an overcorrection because Malik Neighbors is out. The Giants played half that game last week without him and still won. So I don't think that has anything to do with this line. I think it's just they're just kind of telling you what's going to happen here. This Giants team's getting hammered all over the money line. It's 76% of the tickets. Line is not. It's actually moving towards the Saints even more. There's a shit ton of COV on this Saints line. I think it's just one of those. It's one of those very, very sharp spots. Kellen Moore at home hasn't gotten his first win yet. I think it would be very interesting. Jackson Dart gets his first win over the best team in the league and then loses for the first time against the worst team in the league, and their coach gets his first win. So I'm all over the Saints today. That is my staff pick. I'm on the Saints money line. I paid the juice on it to win a unit, and I think Alvin Kamara finds the end zone today. I like Olave to find the end zone today. I think those are two good touchdown scores. And Saints roll, man. Saints roll. Go Saints.
I love it, Drizzy. I love it. We saw last week a big part of that win against the Chargers was this pass rush. Abdul Carter has not just been the best defensive player in this rookie class. He's been one of the best defensive linemen in the league so far this year. He is playing at an elite level. He also has the entire defensive line kind of eating. And I think that alone should have indicated a giant spread that was a lot closer than what we're looking at right now. Rattler's also been really fucking good if we're looking at the last few weeks. He's been putting up numbers. He's not turning the ball over. And is anybody surprised that a Kellen Moore offense is trying to throw the ball as much as they are? He is a guy that led the Dallas offense, and Dak Prescott was the mind behind the Dak Prescott offense that almost won him an MVP. He was the mind behind the Eagles offense last year where they were airing it out and kind of just fucking kicking ass, taking names. Now he's in New Orleans working with another young QB who is 0-10 in his career, boys. He is looking for a win, and he has not been that bad this year. He has the weapons, Juwan Johnson, Chris Olave. Rashid Shaheed is one of the best man breakers in the NFL. I think he could break open a big one today. I am on the Olave touchdown, Trizzy. If you look at his expected fantasy points for versus his actual fantasy points per game, it's insane. He should have way more points and way more production. And I know it's not fantasy we're talking about, but fantasy is directly correlated with offensive production. This is a guy who should be producing way more than he is because he's getting end zone shots, he's getting deep balls. It's just they're not connecting. Once they start connecting, the Saints offense is going to look really fucking good. And I'm with you, Triz. I'm on the Saints. I'm on the Olave touchdown. I think this game's going to be fun, man. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Feels like the Saints is the right side. And I actually, because of what you guys are saying, and I do think there's going to be certain portions of this game where the Saints are winning, / the Giants are down. Jackson Dart last week was pretty good in lots of different areas, but he was really good at running. He ran around quite a bit, 10 carries last week for over 50 yards, 54 yards on the ground. So, boys, I'm going straight back to it. Give me the 36.5 rushing yards for Jackson Dart. The Saints defense is pretty good. They are going to get after the passer, and Dart, even as a typical rookie does, when he doesn't have his right read or something doesn't go correct, what does he do? He bails and he runs. And I think that might happen quite a bit today. I don't hate the carries either if you want to go that direction too. But I think that there's going to also probably what they saw from him last week with getting the rushing touchdown and his ability to move with his running ability. They're probably going to have some designed runs for him, some RPO with him and Scadaboo in the backfield. I can imagine would be something they want to feature as well from Dayball against this, especially on the road. So I really like his rushing yards. Don't hate the passing yards either if you want to go that route and rope them together with the passing and the rushing. But I think he's got a good chance to get 50-plus yards on the ground again. I think we're going to see him scampering a lot today.
I like it. Last thing I will say on this, too, is Kellen Moore has a lot of experience coaching against the Giants. He spent a majority of his career in this division with the Cowboys, then the Eagles. So I wouldn't be surprised if he really knows what to expect today.
Word. Yeah. So, you got any thoughts on this game, sir?
Yeah, I definitely have my boy Kendre Miller in some parlays. All of his lines are looking plus money. 7.5 carries. The over is plus money. 11 carries last week. He is often injured. He's still very young, though, and now they definitely have to see what they have with this guy. Like I said, I just have him in parlays. Last week, he was 5.9 yards per carry, 65 yards. So I do think that they're going to still see what they have with this kid. You guys know I've been betting that 16.5 rushing yards line, anything under 20. And I do think that today I'm going to definitely dabble in that 7.5 over rushing attempts for plus money. And it just made me extra excited that Triz is on the Saints, because I do think that Kendre Miller is a little bit of a power back. And then with Kamara, you can really tire out a defense with two different backs like that.
Yeah, Miller was a great shout. You can look at his yards is actually up a lot higher than it has been because of how good he's been over the last couple of weeks, like you shouted out, which was a great poll. Just to let you know, brother, thanks for tuning in. We already talked about this game, but I think V just dropped it in the chat for you guys. We did like Warren receiving yards, the game under from Trizzy. Also, our man Adam likes the Colts on the spread if you want to go that direction. Jacoby touchdown and Warren touchdown if you want to go for some touchdown plays. So all those were bets individually that we looked at. We talked about that game a little bit earlier, so if you want to go back and watch the full breakdown, get involved. Appreciate the question. Chat, feel free to ask questions all throughout. We won't be able to get to everything, but get involved. We almost got 10,000 you guys watching us right now. We love to see it across all platforms. Let's go. All right, let's do early window.
Doesn't have one yet, right?
Myers?
Yeah, no. Jacoby's waiting on it, right?
Yep.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Could be this week.
Could be this week. No Brock Bowers?
He's due.
Hey, Ian Thomas, a plus 450, third string tight end. I'm just saying.
That's gross.
That's nasty. Yeah.
That's nasty. Probably hitting. All right, let's move to the late window, boys. A couple games to talk about in the late window. Keep us posted as the Browns game is also wrapping up and they go into the fourth quarter as well. Chat, let us know what you guys are seeing in that game too. Let's go to the Titans game. Titans taking on the Cardinals. First game on the docket, 8-point spread at 7.5 in certain places, depending on where you're shopping. 41.5 is the total, 42 flat on our friends at Bet Online. Titans terrible, one of the worst teams in the NFL. Looking to maybe right the ship here against the Arizona Cardinals, who have been pretty good in the in the NFC West, 2-2 in one of the most competitive divisions in football. This game is in Glendale, Arizona. Lots of injuries for the Cardinals in this one, though. A couple guys in their secondary are going to miss this game, a secondary that's already just terrible. However, the Titans' offense has been anemic. Didn't score a single point last week against the Texans. Boys, I don't really want to talk about this game too much. I would kind of want to take the Cardinals, no lie. I think that the Cardinals could win this game by 10+, but I don't want to actively fade my team. I do think they have a chance to maybe get frisky because of how bad that secondary is. If Cam Ward has time, maybe to throw the football, maybe we can see some Calvin Ridley and Alec Iowaman getting open across the middle of the field and doing some damage against this defense. But yeah, I'd lean pretty heavily into the Birds here if I had to take something. But no bets for me in this game. I do have a bet, but I'll let you guys kind of talk about the side of the total here.
I personally,
I
kind of like the Titans.
No way. Go Triz. Go Triz.
There's a trend I wanna read you. Shout out Capper Central on Twitter. 21-0 against the spread winless trend since 1991. Early season road teams weeks 1 and 13 with the line between -2 and +14 have an under 56.5 non-divisional opponent. Play a team off a loss and have a losing record plus negative differential are 95 and 37 against the spread and a 21-0 run against the spread. And that system fits the Titans today, +7.5. So shout out him for that little tidbit of information, but it really kind of pushed me towards the Titans because it really looks like the Cardinals are being hammered everywhere. And they're getting the hook still. They gave him the hook still. It's only starting to move this morning. Usually a sign where I want to hop on the Cardinals, but to me, this Titans team's got to get right eventually, right, man? I mean, Cam Ward, he's a leader over there. His first pick of the draft. I mean, he succeeded in Miami. He's kind of succeeded everywhere he went. He's fired up that this team's playing really bad. I don't necessarily think they're going to go into Arizona and win, but they might keep this game close. I do like the 7.5. I might end up betting that if the 1 o'clock slate treats me right. I'll tweet it if I do, but yeah, it's gross. It's nasty. There's a lot of gross and nasty plays on the board today that I just kind of feel like I have to bet. So the Titans being +7.5 are probably going to be one of them. I think the Cardinals are going to struggle to run the ball as well. Kyler's rushing yards might be pretty free. They don't really have a solid running back over there. Michael Carter Jr. maybe. He's been in the system for a little while, so maybe. But there's a reason he wasn't even the backup running back, so.
Michael Carter Jr. was in the NBA. This is just Michael Carter, I'm pretty sure. Michael Carter Jr. played for the Sixers.
I think it's Junior.
I don't think so.
I'm telling you,
it's also
this morning. Like, pretty sure it's Junior.
But
it's also
A pretty generic name. I'm sure there's a bunch of Americans.
A bunch of Michael Carter Jr.
Yeah. I was gonna say though, I know you said you tweet out the Titans. Don't forget to tweet out your card today because you do forget to do that before the show starts.
I did. It was before. It's already out there. Out there. It's on Twitter.
Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you made me bet the Titans, so it's your fault if they get dog walked.
He says as he already had a slip in his.
I honestly didn't, and I didn't bet them last week either. So I wasn't going to touch them this week just because, again. But I'm going to watch the game anyway. I might as well be a glutton for punishment.
I mean, they're super public. They're not the Titans, sorry, the Cardinals. Like Trizzy said, 60% of the bets are on the Cardinals side, but the handles kind of flip to the other side on the Titans. Not just that, but you're also seeing a very high volume of survivor picks really depending on the Arizona Cardinals today. And not to say that means anything, but it means something. A lot of parlays, a lot of everything like that are going to end in the Arizona money line. A lot of them started with the Rams fucking money line. And I will say 90 people got knocked out of my pool of 500 something people on the Rams thinking that they were sharp taking that Thursday night game. A lot of shit happens in these ugly games, especially when you're getting two interconference games, two teams that really go years without seeing each other. The Packers lost to the Browns, boys, in this same exact kind of fucking spot. The Titans and the Cardinals, the Titans might not be better than the Browns, but the Cardinals are definitely worse than the Packers.
To throw that in there with a giggle.
That's not a good part. That's not a good
facts. Big facts. I have a prop in this game. It kind of leans a little bit more on the fact that I do think that the Dirty Birds, or I guess just the birds. They're not dirty. Clean birds in Arizona. The Redbirds are going to be having to throw the football. I really like Marvin Harrison Jr. in this game, 51.5 receiving yards. He had a good game last week. We saw on Thursday Night Football with that touchdown, kind of wrote the wrongs of the drops from earlier in the game and that pick, 66 yards. The Titans secondary is not very good. L'Jarius Sneed is somebody that you know by name, but he's been pretty bad this season, been getting torched week after week. And I think that this is an opportunity where him and Kyler are going to find some deep balls maybe, and maybe even Marvin Harrison hits this in one big play. The Titans are usually good for letting up one big one, and maybe it'll happen for Harrison Jr. So I like the 51.5. I don't hate the ladder either, and I like his touchdown too. I think that he can get into the end zone as well against this pretty bad Titans secondary. So give me MHJ to keep rolling after what we saw last week.
I like that too, SPJ. I actually wrote about this play. Thanks for reminding me. I think it's going to be a solid spot for him to kind of go off. I like the touchdown too. The Titans are giving up a ton of red zone touchdowns, and that's exactly where he kind of thrives because of his size and speed. But all over Marvin Harrison.
Yeah, I think Trey McBride's also in a good slot too, but the Titans are actually pretty decent at defending the tight end, but he just gets so many targets that he should probably have a good game as well. So, all right, anything else on this Titans-Cardinals game? Triz, you got me bricked up, and now let's go Titans.
Go Titans.
Nothing wrong with cheering for the boys. Let's keep it rolling into the late window. Let's go to the next game.
SPJ, any thoughts on Ward's rush yards? 10.5 hit the last 2 weeks. I mean, Sam Darnold ripped off a 1 yard, 24-yard run against this team. Like, any thoughts on that, or that's just a weird line that you wouldn't put any trust in?
I like it. I mean, he definitely has the capabilities to move around. The offensive line for the Titans has been disappointing this season, and he's had to make plays with his legs, either by scrambling for his life or some design situations. But it's not something I would run to take, just because he does prefer to throw the football in most situations, especially when he breaks the pocket. Like, he's not the type of guy with athleticism that's looking to run. He's not
Baker.
Guys. Well, I mean, Baker does. I just think he prefers to look down the field and then continue to throw when he breaks the pocket, whereas, like, Justin Fields is just going to take off. So that would be my hesitation, but I don't dislike the play. I think it makes sense. And like you mentioned, this Cardinals defense does allow a lot of rushing yards on the ground, especially to quarterbacks. So, yeah, I don't hate it. Cool. All right, let's move past this Titans game. Let's go to the next game. Should be a little bit more competitive. Well, we'll see. Maybe the Titans keep it frisky. Seahawks taking on the Bucks. Baker and company coming to town, very banged up, going to Seattle to take on Sam Darnold. Over/under set at 44.5. The battle of the two former Carolina Panther quarterbacks. Gotta love it. 3.5-point favorites are the Seattle Seahawks at home. Tampa Bay coming in after 3-1. Banged up, like I said, though. No Mike Evans. Chris Godwin's looking to possibly get involved here in this one. No Bucky Irving either for the Buccaneers. We also have our fifth horseman joining us as well. We have Gretzky Betsky in the house, which we'll bring him up in just a second too. Actually, and I'll let Betsky join us, and I'll let him maybe talk about this game. Hi, Betsky. What's up, brother? How you doing?
Oh, hello. How you guys doing?
Fantastic.
Trizzy, you look like it's freezing out.
It's like
Betsky is so scared of the cold.
I know. It's actually pretty warm. And yesterday was really, really cold in Massachusetts. But
Trizzy, Betsky's actually concerned about the fact that our meetup is now later into the year, so he's concerned about what the weather's going to be like in Chicago.
I know, dude. You're gonna have to wear a sweatshirt, bro. You're gonna have to wear a sweatshirt. I don't know if I have one.
I have to get you a betting news one.
Okay, perfect.
Well, welcome to the show, bro. Excited to have you with us for the last hour, the last 30 minutes, I guess. You got any thoughts on the Seahawks game before we pass it to everybody else?
Oh, I kind of think this is a Baker's to lose in a weird way. I don't know. Maybe I'm hating too much on the Seahawks here, but I just feel like things have gone really right for them.
Ooh, okay.
So you're leaning a little more with the Baker plus 3.5. Is that just because you're down on the bottom of the screen with Sook? Is that why that's what's happening down here?
Maybe.
Do you feel differently now? Do you feel differently now?
A little bit, yes.
No, I tend to agree with them, man. This Seahawks line kind of feels like an overreaction to what they did their previous game. No, it just feels like Baker and 3.5 points doesn't sound like a bad bad bet. You know what I mean? I feel like you
Agreed.
can always trust Baker with the hook. Maybe not against the Eagles, but even then, he kind of made that game look pretty interesting for a little while there. So
Sure did.
I don't think the Seahawks are on the level of the Eagles. That defense is pretty scary, but I don't know. I don't like the hook here. It's not one of those favorite lines where I look at it and I'm like, all right, that hook is warranted. I'm leaning more with the Baker side. I don't know if that's too public. I kind of stayed away from it, but
That's what I was gonna ask
If the Bucks didn't burn me at plus 3.5 last week, I'd be running to take this again. But I got burned a little bit on it last week, so I feel a little different. But I agree with you guys, 100%.
But like it feels like a very public bet, Trizzy. Like you're seeing a big portion of the bets on that side, 65%, whereas an 85% of the handle is on the opposite
Look
side.
at how happy this guy is.
This Seahawks team under Mike McDonald has been elite defensively. Sooks talked about it extensively, and he's kind of brought my attention to it. The offense has also been very fucking good. Sam Darnold is the number 1 graded quarterback this season, boys. He's also the number 1 graded quarterback against pressure, something the Buccaneers have done really well. The thing is like Jamel Dean has been fantastic on the Buccaneers side. That secondary has been fucking great. The pass rush, he's out officially. I know he was questionable. Yeah, I don't know, man. It feels like a rough spot for the Buccaneers. No Mike Evans. They also haven't won a game without Mike Evans in the Baker Mayfield era. I just
3-13 all time with Big Mike out. It's very tough. Boys, I'm very scared of this game. You guys know me. SPJ kind of laughed about this earlier in the week. I'm going to love this game no matter what. I kind of joked that this is kind of the Legion of Boom 2.0. The first few weeks of the season, we saw them pick everybody off, but last year we saw them great at the pass rush, and last week we saw them absolutely ruin Kyler Murray's life. But I'm glad that you guys all think that the Bucks can do something, because the 2 official plays that I have in this game is actually Cade Otton for 3 receptions, -115. The Seahawks have actually been giving up a lot of receptions to every tight end every week, so I do like that. I think it's a comfortable spot for Cade, especially with Mike out and Godwin. I know, V, you think he's going to play very well this week, but he's still coming back from a horrific ankle injury. I'm sure he's still getting his legs from under him. And I also do like Sterling Shepard, longest reception, 15 yards. He's actually hit this in pretty consistently this season, but 5 straight road games dating back to last year. I do think that Baker's going to go to his boy at least once, and it will be a 1 long completion. I'm ready to sweat that one out. It makes me absolutely ecstatic, though, that you guys think that the Bucks are going to win this game, because I've been stressed all week, so now I'm more excited for this afternoon game to kick off.
You should be more excited because everybody's reason was Baker. Baker is the reason.
Yeah.
Not to dampen your party too much, I think they cover. I don't know if they win, because Seattle's a tough place to play, but I think they could keep this within the field goal. But who knows?
That's enough
Baker.
for me. I'll
at
bet
least
Fred to feel something.
As I told you, this is your side piece, so they'll tie, and you'll be a happy camper.
And what Suk just said too about the Bucks and Cade Otton, this is a defense in the Seahawks that really funnels receivers into the middle of the field. They've done a great job on the outside limiting receivers, and I think it's almost like 51% of the production they give up to receivers is in the slot, which is very much above average, despite not giving up a whole lot of production to wide receivers. Am I frozen to you guys or not? Because I'm frozen on my screen.
We can
We hear you
crystal
perfectly,
clear.
but you're very frozen.
Ah!
There you go. You're good now. You're back. I have a play, and then we'll bring Chef up because Chef is here, ready to rock and roll. I got Sam Darnold over 5.5 rushing yards in this game. This play is gross and nasty, and it's probably going to hit on one play, or Sam Darnold's not going to run at all. But this is about the Buccaneers defense. The Buccaneers defense has allowed every single quarterback that they've played this every game this season, all 4 games, to go over their rushing yards and to soar. Michael Penix, 4.5 line, 21 rushing yards. CJ Stroud, 11.5 line, 27 rushing yards. Tyrod Taylor, when he started for Justin Fields, 20.5. He had 48. And then last week against Jalen Hurts, obviously a rushing quarterback, his line was 40, and he had 62 on the ground. Sam Darnold, as you said, Sook, in the last game, we're talking about the Cardinals, had that 1 scamper for 24. He's hit this in 2 of the 4 games this season, usually in 1 or 2 carries. It's 5.5. Something that the Buccaneers don't do very well. and I think that he's going to have to scamper around a little bit and get me 6 yards. So give me Sam Darnold. I really like JSN as well in this game, but I bet him like almost every week. So I'm just going to let him have a week off this week, but he's probably going to go crazy against the Bucs. Better defensively against the pass than we kind of thought they were going to be. They were bad last year, but JSN has been awesome, and I think that he has a chance to have another big game again this week.
Hey, Egbuka and JSN, those homies are going to play each other. That's going to be interesting.
Just because you brought that up is exactly what I was going to say. They are guys that went to the same school, that there is a little bit more narrative there. And then on top of that, too, Darnold is the third best quarterback against the blitz this year. He has the third most passing yards against the blitz with 458. Tampa Bay blitz is at the third highest rate in the league. And JSN sees a significant portion of his target rate go up against the blitz. Like I said before, that first read target share increases significantly when you're going up against teams that heavily blitz. That's exactly what's going to happen today. So don't be surprised when JSN sees a lot more targets this week than we did last week.
Just to go back to the Darnold thing, because we're talking about the blitz, when SPJ pitched that play on any given wager, I was watching in chat and I responded. I said, he's going to get that on a third down 100%. And I'm going to be screaming at the fucking TV because Sam, he's not known for his athleticism, but once that blitz kind of breaks down, he might slip through and get that first down on the third.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a butt clincher. He's not going to go running around 7 or 8 times. He's definitely going to do it in one go or not at all.
But the release will be satisfactory, right?
Yeah. He just clinched his butt for you guys. Love to see it. All right, let's bring in. Look at this guy. Hi, Chef.
Yo.
Wow.
Welcome to the party. Football. Excited to have you here. Thanks for stopping by. Good, brother. How are you?
Good.
As always. We're in the late window now. So we're just talking about the Seahawks and the Bucs game. But anything from the early slate you want to throw in before we move to the last couple of games that we're going to talk about?
I have 5 props that I really like. I posted the flyer on Twitter. Sutton's obviously my betting news article play. I'm looking to go 5-0. Probably going to be
shouted you out for that one.
Probably going to be no sweat. Line's already moved up 3 yards. CLV bitch.
Love to see it.
I think I like Woody Marks.
Let's go.
R&R. Yeah, his R&R. Obviously, he's had a big uptick 1 week last week. I don't think that stops. I think they utilize him more. Obviously, they are playing the Ravens, but the Ravens D is not fantastic. So I like his R&R. I'm going to end with my favorite one, by the way. I do like Kamara Rush. Did you guys like Kamara Rush yards? I think
Trizzy's all over the Saints. Everybody likes the Saints on the panel. So, yeah, that kind of moves into that angle. He had to go to the bathroom. He'll be back.
God damn it, Triz. Of course. He's like, this isn't important. I'm just going to go use the washroom right now.
We've been on here for over an hour and a half, man. Got to do it sometime. He doesn't have a catheter.
Sure. Maybe a Mountain Dew bottle or something. And then
that would be a moment I forget to mute. I'll just say that.
And then I got to go with my GOAT of all time, Fields rushing yards.
Let's go.
Fields. It's nice that you stayed committed despite him moving on teams now twice.
Until the day I die, I will be hammering Fields. There he is.
There we go.
Hammering Fields rushing yards. Line is 52, I think. And so those are my favorite plays of the early slate. Yep.
Love it. Sutton was your staff play. You've got all 3 of our undefeateds up here with you guys, chat. We got Chef, we got Trizzy, and myself. Betsky and V are 3-1. Sook is 2-2. But we have all given you guys profit in our staff articles. Go check it out. It's live on bettingnews.com. Go check all of our favorite plays in there as well.
If you tailed Mooney last week, I am sorry. I'm so sorry.
You gave so many winners, and you texted me the Mooney play, and I wanted to text you back and be like, "You sure?" But it's your play, so I wasn't.
I'm not making a mistake again, chat. We're gonna get to my staff play soon. It's coming up. Hopefully, it's a good.
Can you coach me about my plays when I put them in, please?
No, I can't because it's always Bucs plays. It's just always Bucs plays.
The analysis last week for the Bucs that Sook said it's the Bucs. Don't overthink it.
Don't overthink it. And then
they almost fucking covered.
Yeah, they did.
Oh my
it's crazy.
God.
All right, boys. A couple more games to get to in the late window. Chat, drop a dub if you're enjoying the show so far. We got over 10K of you guys watching us right now across all platforms. We'd love to see it, man. Lions,
Wait,
Bengals.
go back to that. Sorry.
Is Bryce being plus 500 to score a trap because the Dolphins give up the most touchdowns? It feels like a little bit long, especially because Bryce does rush, especially because he has gotten into the end zone already this year. Plus 500 to me looks like he's not going to score. Trizzy, am I wrong?
Yeah, that's a little wide, in my opinion, especially knowing that they give up the most touchdowns to QBs. And as we kind of went through it, Dowdle's probably going to run wild today.
Rico for 3, baby.
Yeah.
The fact that he's actually from North Carolina, getting his first start, you know what I mean? Like,
his contract is all incentive based, Triz. All of it.
Yeah.
How many
At least
starts are you gonna get?
Yeah, exactly. Because I don't think Chuba's like seriously hurt. No, he had a chance to play. He definitely had a high chance to play. So, you know, as you mentioned, with his contract being like all incentives based, if he's not going to get that many starting opportunities, he needs to make the most of the ones he does get because he's not getting the ball too much when Chuba is in. So, yeah, this Miami defense is Swiss cheese, bro.
140 yards last time he played there.
Swiss cheesy.
I
just took Rico for 2 touchdowns.
Rico
Dowdle, baby.
Plus 6.
I need to hit him I need to hit him a little salsa after, you know, like Rico Suave in the end zone. That's what I want. Bring back Victor Cruz, please. That was fantastic.
Man.
All right. Next game.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go to the next one. 2 more games on the late window we're going to talk about, and then we'll let you guys get out of here. 50 minutes to kick off. Browns are still winning, boys, right now against the Vikings.
Yeah.
17-14 at the moment in jolly old England. Oh, I love the title of your article, V. Didn't give you a shout. I'll give you a shout out live right here. Crumpets and football, baby. We'd love to see it. Crumpets and football. All right. I don't know how much time we're going to spend on
SPJ, just because you are half British, what the fuck is a crumpet?
I know what it is. It's like an English muffin kind of thing, but it's not the same. It's like it's in that family.
A scone? Is it like a scone?
Yep,
Yeah.
It's like a scone. It's like a biscuit. Yeah.
It's a little more soft, I'd say, than a scone. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was gonna say
you asked
scones
me,
are
but
bullshit.
V gave you the correct answer.
I just
so
like to
there you
flex that I'm well traveled. That's all.
go. Have you been to London?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Did you have a crumpet when you were in London?
I did.
See, this is why he knows, because he knows exactly the texture of that crumpet in his hand. Chat, if you didn't know what a crumpet was, you learned on Gridiron Gang today. Oh, all right now. This one's really interesting. I don't know if this one's even going to be worth talking about, but I'm sure there's some angles that we found for you guys in this one. Cincinnati Bengals at home after that terrible showing on Monday Night Football against the Lions. Everybody and their mothers on David Montgomery in this game for various reasons. It's probably his only opportunity to play in his hometown where his sister was in that car accident. You've probably seen it here, there, and everywhere. I'm sure someone's going to talk about Monty in a second. But the Lions looking to BTA this team today, 10.5, 9.5, depending on where you're shopping. Do we think the Bengals have a pulse, boys? That's the question. Otherwise, is it just Lions to the moon? Who wants to kick us off?
They're dead.
Yeah, free Russ.
Free Russ.
Free Russ.
This line is 9.5 in Vegas.
It is, yeah.
Just
It's dropped.
You know,
It dropped.
just saying. You know, it's 10.5 on every square book in America, but in the sharpest book at Circa, it's 9.5. They won't give him the 10. I think that's a little interesting. Jake Browning is terrible. He's awful. This team got BTA'd last week. So the Lions have put BTA to every team they should be putting BTA to. So what makes this game any different? I don't really know. I don't like that spread. I think Vegas really needs that spread today. I think Vegas really needs 10 with the Bengals today. Maybe if you get 9.5 if you're in Vegas, you might be all right. But I think Vegas really needs that 10.5 or that 10 today. So I wouldn't feel safe taking a Lions spread at all, especially knowing the liability on that. And in the survivor pools, that's Lions -10 is one of the bigger picks in the survivor pools as well. I believe it's top 5. Fading the survivor pool picks this year are very, very profitable. I think they're like 4 and 12. So I'm staying away from this game. I like J-Mo to score a touchdown. That's what I took. +2. I think it's plus 170, plus 200. It's around there. You got to line shop that bitch. But I love that today. I think he's going to find it for the first time in a few weeks here, and I do think it's probably going to be a high scoring game. I was on the over, and I got a little scared off of it, but it's probably going to hit with ease. The Bengals might be able to score a little bit. That's really what scared me off of the over. Saw the Bengals struggle to put up points at all last week. This Lions defense has kind of been rolling. So again, the fact that they have been rolling a little bit does not make sense. Why, this shouldn't be moving the opposite way. This should be 12, 12 and a half, 13. And it's kind of teetered. Like I said, square books, it's 10.5. In Vegas, it's 9.5. I know it was 10.5 in Vegas. So why is this line moving backwards? I don't want to pay to find out.
This feels like a total at 49.5 is kind of telling me the Lions are going to put up a shit ton of fucking points. We've seen what the Bengals offense looks like the last few weeks. And not just that, but the Lions defensive line has been elite. They had Joe Flacco in hell last week. And Aiden Hutchinson looked like the 2024 version of himself pre-injury. I think this is a team that has not been that good. And now we're getting a total at 49.5. The Lions are going to put up points. It's why I also love Jamo. Like you said, Trizzy, I think that this is the week where he hits one of those big plays. Last week, he had almost 225 yards of air yards, finished the game with 40 receiving yards. He caught 2 of his 8 targets. Only 4 of those 8 targets were actually catchable. Goff in the post-game presser talked about it. He's like, those were on me. I need to get my guy the ball. I need to make sure that we're on the same page. And I think it's something that is very important for this Lions team. I think they need to work that out. He hasn't been as big of a part of the offense yet this year. I think this is the week to do it. I love his yards. I love the touchdown. But my staff article play of the week is another receiver on this Lions offense. Amon-Ra St. Brown. We're getting chalky, but everybody's heard this story. The fact that Amon-Ra has a list of all the wide receivers taken in the draft before him, right? 18 wide receivers. You know who the first person on that list is? Every time he looks at that list, I see him like that little Randall meme from Recess where he's just, right there with the little list. He's standing there. The first name on that list, Jamar Chase, to the Cincinnati Bengals. And now, is this going to be a fair game? No, because Jake Browning's throwing to our boy Jamar. But you got to think there's a little more in the tank coming in. He was drafted 5th. Amon-Ra was drafted 112th. Who is the better wide receiver this year? It's Amon-Ra with 6 touchdowns. Over the last few years, he leads the league in red zone touchdowns, tied with Mark Andrews, boys, since coming into the league. He has been elite since he came in. He was drafted in almost the 4th round. This is the day that he comes out and puts belt to ass for this Bengals team.
When you sent me this and for your staff article, I like this play a lot. I was looking at him. He's in a great matchup too. This Bengals secondary is really bad. And this should be a situation where Goff should just pepper him with targets and get him going. 100 yards, I think, could be on the table. The touchdown, even at plus money, feels nice. I can see what you're saying, Triz, with this line. Like the Bengals, it's one of those situations where we all of us, I'm sure a lot of you guys in the chat too, watched how terrible the Bengals were last week on Monday Night Football. They looked like a peewee football team. So you got to think that at home they come back and they show some semblance of life, right? They have to sort of respect themselves, and they're in the race. I mean, what are they, 2-2? Like this is probably the worst 2-2 team I've ever seen in my life. But they're still 2-2. Like you get a win. And maybe not winning today, but you look competitive, stick around in this division, maybe you end up trading for a quarterback. But I love this Amon-Ra play. I tailed you on this one. I think he has a big day today. I don't hate the JMO touchdown too. Could see that happening on one big pop. And then nobody really talked about this. I thought someone would, but the Hall Montgomery thing. I mean, obviously talking about his sister, this is probably the only time he's ever going to play against Cincinnati, where he's from, because these teams don't play that often. So it's one of those narrative plays that's gotten so public that it's hard to bet, but at the same time, it makes so much sense. You just got to maybe ride with it. Anybody got any beans on Monty today?
Yeah, I bet the touchdown. I bet the 2+ touchdowns. I bet his yards as well. Like you said, there's only so many times you're going to get a narrative like this. And I want him to really just perform well, because I would love to see that kind of story. He's gone through a lot, the loss of his sister, this being probably his only game of his career in Cincinnati, maybe. I like the narrative there, and I'm willing to lose a little bit of coin if that's how it goes.
Yeah, that's the other thing I was going to say, Kev. Dan Campbell seems like the type of coach that would lean into that heavy. they're going to get down, either give him a ball a little more or even get down to the red zone and just go, here you go, bud. Here's your two.
Hey, if they give them the ball a little bit more, SPJ, the 15 carries is plus 265.
That sounds tasty as well.
Wow, yeah.
What's the touchdown? Is it like minus 7 million? Minus 170 for one. What's the 2? 3 plus 325. That's not bad. It's not bad value for 2 touchdowns. Word. All right. Anything else on this game? You guys think anything Bengals offense worth touching? I mean, the Lions secondary is meh.
I did take Chase Brown for 15 carries, minus 115. 10 carries the last 2 weeks. Coming into the season, they said that he was going to be their feature back. Browning's been bad. I think that they're just going to kick it to the kid for Canada a little bit. We saw 21 carries in week 1. Maybe we see a little bit more of that than what we've seen the last 2 weeks, in my opinion.
I mean, if they want to control the tempo in this game at home, they're going to have to run the football. Go ahead, Jeff.
Fant is back, and he's been a good, reliable, just kind of check down guy. I think his line is 20 yards, maybe 22 yards. I mean, he's very, very reliable. So that's the only play on the Bengals side I like.
After Jamar burned the shit out of me last week and just how bad this pass offense is, it's so hard to want to trust any pass catchers on the Bengals side. But, like, they got to bounce back a little bit. Like, Jake Browning has been good in the past. Like, maybe they get going a little bit here, but I kind of want to see it first before I put my money on it, to be honest. So what do you think, Betsky? Got any thoughts before we move on from this one?
No, that's exactly how I feel. Like, I feel like this Bengals will do something today, but I just don't. I just can't. Yeah, lay anything.
You don't want to invest in it, right?
Yeah,
one of those situations.
No. Way much zero investment. Like, yeah,
purely vibes. I could see Jamar Chase going bananas though, because ain't nobody be taking him today. Like, how many people do you think are going to be running to bet Jamar Chase's receiving yards this week and watch him have like 150 and 2 touchdowns or something crazy?
Then you just smile and you go, okay, cool. Maybe next week then.
There you go. Okay,
maybe next week.
Maybe, and then you'll miss it next week, and then you'll just be chasing your tail the whole rest of the season. Yeah. I got him on. Actually, I don't have him in any fantasy teams, but I know a lot of people that do that are just contemplating benching him, and it's like you can't because it's Jamar Chase. But that's where we're at right now. There you go, fam. I'm excited for you to meet Brad in person. Brad. All right, boys. Last game on the early window, the late window, and then we will close the show and cook a touchdown late and get out of here. Interested to hear your thoughts on this one, boys. We talked about Jaden Daniels to start the show, and now we're tapping it off talking about Daniels again. 3-point favorites, 2.5 in most places now are the Chargers, looking to bounce back after that loss against the Giants last week. Commanders getting Jaden Daniels back, 2-2 still. Marcus Mariota carried the ship, kept it afloat while he was on the shelf. Not 100%. We all can agree that knee still looks not incredibly awesome. 47 is the total, 47.5 in some places. I'll lead it off. I have a couple plays in this game. I like the Chargers in this one. I took the Chargers minus 2.5. I think that they can win this game. Kind of don't believe that the Commanders' defense is good enough to stop this Chargers offense, and I think that Daniels is still kind of struggling. So I like the Chargers here. I think they bounce back after last week, and I think that they get the job done. Do like them by 2.5, but I think that they could win this game by a touchdown, maybe more. So I like the 2.5. You can, if you find the 3, you can take the 3, but I think that the Chargers is the A side here, in my opinion. So you guys got any thoughts on the side here? Anybody else on the Chargers?
Yeah, I really like that spread.
Yeah. I have the money line in the parlay, but I do think that this is a Chargers team that has been playing well. You got to kind of redeem yourself after the way you looked last week. The offensive line woes are still an issue, I do think, but this is a Commanders team that isn't really fucking good defensively. This is a team that you can get the ball out against, the secondary that has not been fucking good, and it's kind of why I'm on Keenan Allen scoring another touchdown. At plus 155, like I said, he is chasing that record for being the fastest to 1,000 receptions, I believe it is. He'll probably hit that with ease. I think he needs like 4 more catches to do it, but I think he gets in the end zone this week against the Commanders team. I think you lean on your vet here. He leads the team in red zone targets. He is still that same big-bodied receiver that once you get within 20 yards is kind of always open. So give me him to get in the end zone at plus 155, and I'm with you on the Chargers to win, SPJ.
Let's go. Triz, you said you had thoughts on this game. Did you have? Please don't tell me you have the Commanders.
No, I didn't bet them. But I'll tell you what. A lot of the betting public loves the Chargers today. Which I mean, I agree with everything you guys are saying. That's why I didn't I didn't put the contrarian hat on for the other side of this one. The Commanders, they're real banged up. Daniels doesn't look like he's fully healthy. How did the Chargers not cover this spread today? But at the same time, with how much of the betting public really likes the Chargers today, they're having a real tough time getting off that 2.5, and I not a good sign for me. As I don't really bet teams, I kind of bet lines. I bet the market, and the market's not really loving the Chargers, but the public is. So I'm just going to kind of stay away. I think the Chargers should bounce back here. How do they not? But at the same time, I can't go against it. I just don't. I don't have it in me. You know what I mean? I cannot bet it, but I can't bet against it. You know what I mean?
There's nothing wrong with that, looking at the numbers and it pointing one direction, but your heart and being a fan of football and a knower of ball can go, but I like the Chargers in this situation, so I'm just going to sit it out. So that makes sense. My staff play is in this game too. I took Quentin Johnston over 59.5 receiving yards. I was almost going to take the Chargers, but I like Johnston a little bit better. Kind of like what V was talking about with Keenan Allen. This Commanders secondary is not very good. 27th in passing yards, receiving yards allowed. Quentin Johnston's also been awesome this year, boys. Number one targeted wide receiver, had 13 targets last week and 9 catches for 98 yards against the Giants. He's hit this line in every game this season. Seems the droppies that he's had in the past is something in his past, and Justin Herbert is peppering him with targets accordingly. I think he's good for probably one big play, and then he'll definitely get enough targets. So I think this line's too low. I don't know why it was 59.5 earlier this week. It's ticked up a couple yards. Don't care. Like I said, I think he has another big day in this offense. I like Keenan Allen too. I think Ladd McConkey's been a good spot too. I know that Kate, in her prop article, which has been printing, Chad, if you haven't been checking out her show on Wednesdays and checking out her prop article, she's on Justin Herbert's passing yards. So if you don't want to pick a receiver like I have or like V has and just take Herbert to throw it everywhere, it's a good way to do it too. But I like Johnston a lot. I think he should have a chance to get 60+ again, and hopefully the Chargers get the job done.
Yeah, I like Johnston a lot. I'm trying to think of a flyer. Maybe we could do a flyer together, and he's like 80, 90. I mean, he's been incredible, and this is a soft spot for the Commanders, the wide receiver 2 slot. So I love this.
Let's go. Anything else for this game, boys, or shall we tap it off and cook our touchdown lay?
Let's cook the lay, man.
Let's cook.
Let's cook the lay. Sunday Night Football is obviously going to be a good one, too, between the Bills and Trizzy's Pats. After we cook the lay, we'll maybe mention that, but be sure to check out the timeline. B wrote about the game at bettingnews.com. You can go get the scripts there. We'll have some stuff about it later because we got to wrap the show up and get you guys ready because the kickoff is in 30 minutes. All right, boys, touchdowns. Let's do 4. I feel like 4 is the sweet spot, even though there's 6 of us. We can kind of just talk about which ones we want to do here. All right, where do we want to start? You guys also all liked Woody Marks. We were talking about that.
I am down to start with Woody Marks. That's some good plus money, a nice plus money lag as well.
What are we doing? Are we doing even or what?
Just whoever you think scoring a touchdown.
But I would say plus money at least.
Okay.
Yeah.
J-Mo.
Right, so
J-Mo and Myers.
J-Mo, I love J-Mo.
Why is everybody on JMO? Sorry.
I don't know about everybody, just us. We've all been talking about him. Like the Bengals secondary is kind of trash. He had a shit ton of air yards last week. There's like a bunch of potential in this offense here that they just haven't connected on yet. And I think against the Bengals this week, they connect on one of those big 30, 40 yarders.
Okay, cool.
Great.
Maybe I've had a fucking hell of a week. Maybe it's just me subconsciously taking in the texts of JMO and being like, oh, that must be everybody.
I texted you a lot about JMO yesterday too.
There's so much love / from the panel that you're not seeing it anywhere else, but the panel just feels like everybody.
Yeah.
Right. That's interesting. All right. So we've got JMO. You guys want to do Marks? I just threw it out there, but are you guys down to put Marks?
I like Woody Marks, especially against that defense.
I like Woody Marks too.
For the value. Okay.
Yeah.
What's another one do we do Rico Dowdle? Oh, the line's gross.
No. Yeah.
Do we like Cortland Sutton?
Minus 105 for Dowdle.
It's
Nah.
playable, but like not for this, I guess, right? It's not fun.
Garrett
what about
Wilson
Cortland
plus
Sutton
money.
for the Broncos?
Wait, hang on. Garrett Wilson. Betsky just said that. Aren't you on Garrett Wilson too?
Oh, I am. I love Garrett Wilson. Me and Chef have him in our 3-team.
Love Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
Should we do Garrett? You said the Garrett Wilson. Didn't you say that, Betsky, just now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus
Do that then.
All right, let's put Garrett in here. One more. Do we take
So
one in third? Do we
GT's
take one in Sun?
10. Have you guys talked about GT?
We did not talk
we-
about GT, but what's his odds?
No,
It-
minus
It's
110.
minus 110.
That's not
Which-
too bad.
Coming off 3 tutties, no?
Yeah, coming off 3 tutties.
And
Minus
minus
110.
110. Okay. I didn't realize you had 3 tutties last week. All right, let
What
me.
about Sutton?
Well, we could do Sutton, or we pick one that we all really like in Sunday Night Football, and we get through 3, and then we sweat out the 4th one in Sunday Night Football.
There's
Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry.
Hunter Henry again. He's banged for me a couple times this year, man.
Yeah, dude. His line is the same across the market. I love when they're the same across the market. I don't know why. I love that. You know, it makes me feel like it's not getting hammered too much, and they all have the same probability. All the sports books came to the same probability that they're going to score. I just love that.
I was also looking at Dalton Kincaid in that game too.
I like that too.
Henry. I like Kincaid as well. He's a big, huge red zone target. Allen's been utilizing him way more, and I would say once you get closer to the end zone, he's probably your best target outside of guys like Coleman or Shakir. Like I don't think those guys are big play guys. You know
I
what I
was
mean?
just about to say this. Diggs against his old team.
Ooh.
2 square. It's the highest. It's the highest number all season.
Yeah.
I've paid attention to it every game. I've been chasing it. It's the highest number
You
it's been
gotta
all
think
season.
like
So maybe
defensively.
that is a good spot.
Sorry, go ahead, Triz.
I was gonna say maybe that is a good spot because it is the highest number. Maybe people are laying off of it this week, but I don't know. I've looked at it every single week at plus 210. No matter how many times he's gotten the ball, it hasn't moved. Last week he got the ball the most, had his best game all year, and now his line's higher. So and against his former team, you know people are gonna ride the narrative. I think that's a little telling.
And you got to think the defense comes in too, like, yo, fuck this guy. He's our old teammate. He's our boy. But, like, look, if you're lining up against me, I'm not trying to let you fucking score. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Austin Hooper,
What about
too.
the other guy you talked about, V? We texted about this earlier this week. What about Palmer?
Josh Palmer.
You
Yeah,
had a
I
bunch
mean,
of
the
stats
Pats
about
have
that.
given a shit ton of production up to the slot area. Palmer's been seeing a high production or a high target rate, too, over the last couple of weeks. I mean, if we want to get gross, Palmer.
Bro. All right. Palmer could be gross, but this is a hell of a pull, too. Mac Hollins, bro, used to play for the Bills. Scored his first touchdown last week as well. He's plus 700 to get into the end zone.
I like that, but that might be a solo play instead of.
Oh, yeah. I'm not saying for the parlay. No.
Yeah.
I was just saying from chat. That's a hell of a pull. So
I think we pull from these 3 guys: Kincaid, Hunter Henry, or Garrett Wilson.
we already have Garrett in here.
We
fuck,
already
yeah.
have Garrett in there.
Do
we want to take it Sunday night, or do we want to?
Or we take Sutton and not sweat out Sunday night.
I feel like Sutton's got the toughest matchup of any touchdown
Yeah.
scorer. Like you know what I
scares
mean?
me, man.
We've talked about so many, and like Sutton has the hardest matchup.
Mm-hmm.
I like Sutton, but I don't know if I want it to be.
Yeah.
I think
Exactly.
we already have JMO. So So Chad, if you're just joining, these are the 3 legs we have.
What
so far.
about
We're
what's
contemplating
Kamara's
before.
odds? Does
Ooh.
anybody like Kamara? We like
Or
we
Olave.
like Kamara. We like
Triz, we both
Olave
like
too.
Olave,
We did
too.
like Olave. Yeah.
Like that
There's a
guy's
few
very
other
due to
guys.
get in the end zone.
Mm-hmm. There's some guys that we talked about today that I feel like the whole panel liked. You know, Myers was one of them. The whole panel liked Myers for the most part.
Oh, Kobe.
Chef likes Kamara's rushing and receiving. You
I do.
like the Saints.
Just rushing, not receiving.
Sorry, rushing. My bad.
Yeah.
You like the Saints.
I like-
Kamara's plus 105.
Mhm.
I think we go Kamara.
Throw him in there. I like that. Let's tap it off with Kamara. That's, you know what I'm saying?
Has
Very
he even-
doable as well.
And has he even scored this season?
No.
Week 1.
Oh yeah,
Week
yeah.
one, right? Yeah, okay. Because Keandre's
That's-
been kind of nabbing stuff, so I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Plus, so that
He-
Woody Marks,
he's not going to
JMO,
just go cold. He's not just going to be done.
Like Kendrick got in last week. They're going to try to get the bet in this week. No.
Kamara's going to have 125 rush yards. One big one probably for a touchdown. Let's do it.
You've already been Nostradamus once this week, Chef.
There it is again. Yeah, flip this for later. Woody Marks. All right, so Woody Marks, J-Mo from the Lions, Garrett Wilson, and Alvin Kamara plus 32.06. That's what I'm looking at.
Perfect.
I think that does the job, eh?
Yeah, of course it does.
Of course it does.
You take 4 touchdown scorers and cash the parlay. Not really. It doesn't really matter the odds at that point. The probability of that's really, we know how this goes.
You started the show right before we got on here saying that we're hitting our touchdown late today. So there you go, chat. Woody Marks, J-Mo, Garrett Wilson, Alvin Kamara. Bing bong. That's it. Great show, boys. Great stuff, guys. Thanks for tuning in to Gridiron Gang right here on the Betting News Network. I love when it's all 6 of us up here at the end, too. Love to see it. Absolutely. Big vibes. We'll post it on the timeline if you want to tail the touchdown lay. We got about 25 minutes to lock that in and get involved. We appreciate you guys being here. Go follow everybody on the screen. As per usual, go follow us at Your Betting News. Get involved with all of our free content at bettingnews.com. Check out our staff article. Like I said, you got about 30 minutes to lock in the plays. Been printing. I'm going to keep saying it because I don't believe in jinxing. We'll have a bad week one week, or maybe not. We'll just print all season. Big vibes. Anybody else got anything else to say, boys, before we get out of here?
Boys, it's going to be a good week. Week 5.
Let's do it.
Week 5.
I feel like there's going to be a lot of weird touchdown scorers today. So peruse your books, find some lines. As Triz would say, bet odds or lines. I forget what you say, but find those fishy lines for sure.
The Addison just scored. Damn.
Oh, let's go. Holy fuck, let's go.
Was it a big bomb?
Jefferson's having a game, too.
Sorry, fam.
Oh, and there's only 25 seconds left.
Wow.
What's the
What
score?
the hell?
And, wow, that's the cover, too. 17,
cover.
21.
Holy. No timeouts.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Fake sharp, Triz. You were right. Fake sharp.
Justin.
Fake sharp, bro. Fake
Sharp.
sharp. There's sharp square collisions. There are sharp square collisions.
The Packers win is going to be Cleveland's highlight of their whole season, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Just it was always the crumpets, man. It was always the crumpets. Great stuff, guys. We appreciate you guys tuning in right here on the Betting News Network. Like I said, if you're not following us, give us a follow. We go live every single day. We do this show right before Sunday kickoff every Sunday for the entire NFL season. So if you enjoyed it, come back and hang out with us. No show next week because we'll all be live in person. We'll all be sitting at the casino next week, boys.
Oh my God, I'm just erect now.
Let's go. Let's get it, baby. We appreciate you guys. You guys came to winners and you stayed for the vibes. Big shout out to our sponsors at Bet Online and RITHMM today. Go get involved with all their content. Obviously, Bet Online and go check out rhythm.ai. Use our promo code Vibes25 to get the app. So if you want to ride with me and the data, or you can ride with Sauce Man and his hair thing on for the Texans, whichever one you want to go. And he'll dance either way. So appreciate you guys. Have a fantastic Sunday. Enjoy the games. And we will catch you on the next one. Take it easy, chat. Peace.
What you know about rolling down in the deep? Down in the deep.